Over there. Yes, sir. Welcome, everybody. Hopefully, you all are having an amazing evening. Hopefully, your day was as spectacular as mine was. So, so I decided I was gonna try to like grow my hair back, right? Today. So listen. So I had enough hair to be shaved off, but it's like kind of like in between phase. My barber was like, "Nah, bro, no, don't do that. Just let it go. You got to ask a black man tonight." he said, "I need to take care of it. You need to be pristine."
See, here's the thing. Once you go bald, it's really hard to go back to something else.
I agree.
Because
1,000%.
Even though I could grow all my hair, that sucker is Snow White right now. So I am not dyeing my hair. It is what it is. So I'm down to 270. By the end of by Labor Day, I'm gonna be down to 250.
I'm with it. I love that.
By Christmas time, I'm gonna be down to 235, and that's where I'm gonna level out at. Hey,
Robert over looking there swole. Like, you see him poking his chest out?
Yeah, I can see my shoulders and stuff starting to come back into play. I'm telling you, man, I'm about to get ripped.
All right, I'm here for it, DB.
I was studying to be a personal trainer when one of the machines tipped over on me. That's how I got discharged from the Navy.
Yeah, I remember you saying that
in Hawaii.
Yeah, when you
messed my whole life up, bro.
Well, maybe it actually helped.
It was a blessing.
I look at everything that happens as like a blessing in disguise. No lie.
Mm-hmm.
Blessing in disguise.
I just walked up out of the gym.
I'm listening.
That's why I don't have my shirt on. I ain't took the shit out of it.
I had my thing muted. Thought y'all could hear me, man.
We live, right, Daryl?
Are we?
Yeah, you tearing that food up too.
Bruh, I'm over
here. Woo! Yeah, like all the way live.
I had my thing muted. Thought y'all could hear me, man.
What's really going on?
You must have muted your mic, Robert.
Yeah, it was muted. I didn't even realize that I still had it muted, man. I know I'm Daryl was talking about being 270, trying to get down, and I'm right now. This year I fluctuated a couple of times, right? So I went from 240 down to 225, but 225 is right around where I want to stay at. That's my nice weight. 240 is like my walking around weight. So
I'm looking at this game, man, and it's looking real subpar right now.
It's preseason, man. It's preseason. I'm excited to see what this still in running game is going to do because I think that might be a surprise, but I don't think either of these teams are going to be anything worth watching, Cowboys nor the Steelers, man.
I know they got to come through us.
Who's us?
The Baltimore Ravens.
Okay, that's my second favorite team, man. I'm a 49er fan first, Baltimore Ravens second. Just Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, and them got me over there, man. I like defense.
I know it must have been hard in 2012 to pick between the two.
Yeah. I wanted to see. I thought I was gonna get to see a 49er Ravens Super Bowl. What was it? 2 seasons ago?
Yeah,
but Ravens couldn't pull that off.
Man, this gonna be Lamar's breakout year this year. It's either boom or bust for him.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I think it's competition too tough.
I think he putting too much. I think as he's getting better, he still hasn't allowed the game to slow down for him.
Too tough.
I think he's still a little jittery as far as all the pressure. They're making it seem like he has to do everything and he doesn't.
Yeah. No, I can agree with that, man, because it don't seem like they have anybody else that actually steps up. You know what I mean? Like, it's Lamar, he steps up, they tight end steps up, and out of that, there's nobody else who really just does their thing.
Well, they dumped a whole lot of money into the receiving core this year, so that's why I say it's boom or bust for him. And it's really, they put him in a place where he's going to be without an excuse this year.
Yeah. Who'd they get for receivers?
They picked up Sammy Watkins from Kansas City.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, I can see that helping.
They drafted Rashad Bateman, who, man, he been toasting the All-Pro defensive backs in practice. So he looked like he want to be the one.
See, I don't recall Lamar throwing the ball downfield too much, and with
Oh man, you just all you got to do is go back to his MVP year, the first game when they played Miami. He lit Miami up for about 350 yards.
Wait. We can't talk about Miami as if that's like that's the benchmark.
But I'm just saying, you know, you play the competition that's in front of you.
Yeah. Oh man, I miss playing that sport though.
I don't.
Well, man, gentlemen, welcome to another our fifth edition, the number of grace, to an edition of Ask a Black Man Anything. It is my honor and privilege to be amongst you gentlemen again, to represent for the bald head guys. One of these days, I'm gonna bring my waves back like Shaheed, and y'all gonna be like, "Who is that?" I'm like, yeah,
I think you better let it go.
Yeah, another love TKO, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I did it before. You know, it takes a little time to kind of get it back up because once you go, you gotta you go through the weird phase, where it's there, you got hair, but you don't. But anyways, welcome, gentlemen. Like I said, to Ask a Black Man Anything. I am officially and always have been since 1999 a loyal Eagles fan. So I'm on NFC. So while y'all in the AFC, y'all rocking over there. Don't be mad. It's all good. Got mad love for you over there. But Daryl, Robert, Shaheed, and Shan, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves because they don't know us just yet. They do know the Crenshaw Cowboy, though. Go ahead, Daryl. You got it.
Yeah, this is Daryl Bailey from Baltimore, Maryland. Glad to be amongst you today. I finally sat down and revisited my book, Idioms and the Mindset of Melodies. It's going to come out this fall, and I'm excited for what God is going to do through that book. I'm excited to be here with the fellas, Shaheed, Rob from Bakersfield, California, Shannon Rawls from Cali, and my man from Buffalo, New York, CD. So we're here to give you the male perspective from Ask a Black Man Anything. And we're going to light it up tonight. So I toss the mic to Robert Longmire.
Yes, sir. Robert Longmire. Thank you, DB. Robert Longmire out of Bakersfield, California. Born and raised there. I'm a California native. I love it there, even though sometimes I want to move away. Big on business, big on family, big on fatherhood. That's the things I really hold dear to my heart. I do enjoy the stage, sharing my stage with the brothers, and I'm ready to get it going, man. I'm ready to get it going. Mr. Shaheed, unmute.
What's going on, everybody? Shaheed Muhammad out of Los Angeles, California, better known as the Crenshaw Cowboy, your favorite black cowboy. Episode 5, I'm excited, man. Let's get to it. It's on you, Chris.
I just want to tell y'all that Shaheed's Cali energy is so laid back. Have you ever know when he talks, it's like honey jack. It's smooth, but it's gonna hit you later if you got too many shots. I mean, no shade, but anyway, Shannon, you back with us, man? Definitely want to get you the opportunity to introduce yourself to everybody here. I know you are running between apps and stuff.
Let me see. Where we at? Hey!
Got the arms out today, boy. Look at them. We got
Guns
the
out,
guns out.
I ain't even dressed for the occasion. Look, welcome everybody. Thank you so much. My name is Shannon Rawls. I'm here on the West Coast, Los Angeles, California, where the sun is still out. Probably dark on the East Coast, but the sun is out over here. And I'm 49 years old, twice married, twice divorced. And I give a lot of advice to young men on how to become better men. And so, as a result, Clubhouse brought all these brothers together, and we were able to have our Ask a Black Man Anything Clubhouse room. We've expanded it to a full podcast, and now we do it every Thursday right here at YouTube, at youtube.com/Ask a Black Man Anything. And I appreciate these brothers allowing me to be part of their fold, where when anybody wants to ask a black man anything, this is the place to be every week on Thursday. Thank you so much. I give it to you guys from the older perspective, 49 years old, and from the West Coast perspective, because I'm out here in Los Angeles, California. Thank you so much.
Mr. Hardiman, amazing media. Welcome.
What's up, bros? How are y'all? How's everyone doing? This is
fantastic. Fantastic.
Good to see y'all. But yeah, always glad to be on Ask a Black Man Anything, episode 5.
Number 5.
The Physics. But Colin Hardiman, executive producer, founder of Amazing Media, digital media company. Like I said, always glad to be here. And yeah, let's get it cracking.
Cool. Hold on one second. Oh, okay, cool. So,
hey, everybody. Good evening. I am Chris Davis, CEO of Pink Slip LLC. My company currently hires and employs people across the United States. Also, author of an amazing book called The Edge of Greatness. You can currently find it on Amazon, or you can find it in the link in my Instagram bio. Instagram bio is _Chris Davis. I am in Atlanta, Georgia, by way of Buffalo, New York. I give the East Coast perspective, and a little Southern. I'm not thoroughly Southern. I got a lot of city, a lot of Northern city still in me, somewhere down deep. And I try to be as honest and as thorough as possible, give you my perspective from that. One of the things that I want to share with you all is, while you're here, make sure you are, if you're on Clubhouse, following all the moderators, right? And then join us also, as Shan said a little earlier, if you're on Clubhouse, join us live on YouTube. You can see our facial expressions. I literally go to the barbershop so you can see my face and see my lineup every Thursday, right? So I want my barber to be proud that you came to look at my shape up, because I'm sure that's no. I'm kidding. These gentlemen that I am proud to be amongst are kings and generals in their own right, and I am happy to be around them and to know that they are doing the daggone thing. With that being said, Mr. Rawls, what you got, sir?
Hot topics of the week. So we got a few things. It's really interesting how in our community that every week we got something new to talk about, and it seems to always be negative. Rarely do we ever have any positive stuff, but I mean, that's just, I guess, because negativity sells, and that's what people are really interested in listening to. This week, a lot of people, it's funny. Another thing is, we talked about, I think was it last week or was it the week before, we talked about Dr. Dre and his divorce. Do y'all remember?
It was last week, I believe.
It was last week.
That was last week we talked about Dr. Dre. So yeah,
No. It was the week before, because last week was the doctor who was married to the prostitute.
That's right.
We ended up touching on Dr. Dre too, though, I believe. But either way,
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So 2 weeks ago we talked about Dr. Dre and his estranged wife and his whole divorce and the alimony that he's currently having to pay. He's been ordered to pay that indefinitely. It's not a temporary stay like Kelly Clarkson, who has to pay almost about the same. She's paying, I think, $200,000 a month to her ex-husband for only 2 years, whereas Dr. Dre is paying damn near $300,000. I think it's about $250,000 forever, and until she gets remarried. The thing is, the next week we talked about a doctor and his wife prostituting, even though he's a multi-million-dollar man, and she still wasn't happy, so she was an international prostitute. And now this week we're still talking about another doctor. And it's funny because we're going to go back to the same doctor we talked about 2 weeks ago when we were talking about Dr. Dre. This week, Dr. Dre's daughter okay, am I the only one that didn't know that Dr. Dre even had a 38-year-old daughter?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I had no idea Dr. Dre even had a daughter. So the rumor report is that his daughter she has children, and the children are not staying with her, but she's staying currently in a rental car. Somehow she was able to acquire a SUV, and she's been renting it, and it's costing her $2,300 for 3 weeks. She's only paid for 1 week, and she's sleeping in that car. She's considering moving back here to LA, and she's saying that Dr. Dre hasn't given her 1 penny for anything since January 2020. She's had a job for a small stint of time, but I think she got fired. The job was paying her $15 an hour. And she's now not working. She's currently homeless. And she is basically talking about what's going on. That her father, she's saying she hadn't seen her dad in like 18 years. So maybe since she was 20 years old, she hadn't seen him. This is from a relationship. This is a baby that he had back in the fucking when he was, what was the name of the crew? The Cold Crush Crew or some shit. I forget what it was called. Anyways, yeah, it was before the NWA band got together.
Okay.
So he had the baby then, over 38 years ago, obviously, and she's been around, but she's never really been in his life like that, and certainly not like his adult children that he has with his current wife. But right now, she's reaching out to media saying that she's straight up homeless and sleeping in her rental car that they're getting ready to come confiscate from her, where she's going to end up being on the street. And she's basically saying Dr. Dre's not helping her. Now, here's the thing. Dr. Dre has mentioned before that he stopped helping her because she was talking shit about him in the media. And she ran to the media at some point in the past. I don't know if it's the immediate past or a long time ago, but she's ran to the media and was talking shit about Dr. Dre for whatever reason. He didn't like that, and so he was like, all right, cool, you're gonna talk shit about me, let me cut the money off. And he probably wasn't giving her a lot of money, just enough to live, maybe a small apartment, a couple dollars every month. But apparently he's saying, fuck that, I'm cutting all that off. So the question, brothers, is with Dr. Dre's, as the title says, Dr. Dre's estranged 38-year-old daughter says she is living in her car after not receiving money from him in 18 months. She's 38 years old, jobless, living in her car. How do you fellas feel knowing that is the seed of might as well call him a billionaire?
I mean, morally, it's sad, morally. But it goes back. I would be interested to see what the comments are like, because it goes back to the narrative within our community. Like, we kick our kids out the house at 18. So like I said, it's like she 20 years past her due date. So, I mean, I get it. He's a billionaire or whatever, but is he obligated to take care of her just because she's his daughter? When we know as a community, some of us might not agree with it, but we ship our kids out at 18 years old. So she's been out for about 20 years. And I remember she did, kind of badmouth him in the media. I remember, I think it was a couple years ago, where she was saying like that's all that was said. She hasn't seen him in some years since she was a child. But, I would like to just if this was a son instead of a daughter, what would the narrative be?
Yeah, man. I'll figure all the people that Dr. Dre's connected to and all the people that he's blessed with money and with jobs and with all that, he ain't the only one that she should be able to run to. She shouldn't necessarily be homeless because she should be connected to those who are connected to him. So I don't want to like blame her or victim blame her or anything like that, but it would seem to me that she should not be living in a car, let alone paying $2,300 a month. And she's in Vegas, right, Shan?
I don't know where she's at. I just know that and it's not even a month. It's $2,300 for just 3 weeks
for 3 weeks.
Rental.
That's
what
an
the fuck kind
apartment.
of
That's
rental
an
car
apartment
is
almost
that?
anywhere.
I think that's cap.
I'm saying.
When I heard that, I was like $2,300. I'm just like, okay, so wait a minute. You paying roughly $800, a few dollars less than $800 a week for an SUV? What kind of SUV are you renting that's over $100 a day that you need to sleep in?
Yeah.
Like, is it a fucking Escalade or something? Like, geez.
It's not unlike it's so SUVs, the 3-row SUVs, like the
Suburbans and whatnot.
The Suburbans, the Yukon XLs, those things are very expensive to rent per day. Even if you do a long-term rental, it's expensive. Now, my question is, if you have enough money to, and this is just my thinking, if you got $2,000 to rent it for 3 weeks, then don't you have the same maybe $500 to purchase a car, right?
Credit could be a factor. You're right, but credit could be a factor. But on top of that, though, $2,300, that's an apartment. I know people paying $2,000 for an apartment in Studio City, which is between Hollywood and like East. It's in a affluent neighborhood, right? I got to answer this call, folks. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't get that. I mean, now mind you, I've been in a situation before where I had to rent a car on a weekly basis, and so I was paying it, right? I've been there before, so I'm not being shady to that, right? I'm no stranger to having lost, and not having the credit too. But I mean, payers are around. So I mean, I don't know. I think it could be a cry for help, but I also think that at a certain age that that you should somehow be at a place where you should start to maintain your own lifestyle, right? You should not hang on to dad's life or legacy forever, because you should be able to make something of yourself. I mean, at 25, I think, maybe 30, 29, 30, you should definitely be able to do something. I'm sure that there was a conversation like, hey, you're getting older, I am supporting you. You're just having children. You're not really doing anything, other than just kind of living off of me in a sense. You need to support yourself. So maybe that's how the conversation went, or maybe, that's just my hypothetical. But I'm gonna bring this in because I think it might kind of be adjacent. If y'all remember a few months back when Kirk Franklin went off on his son and the audio went viral, I kind of put it to similar to that. Dad, Kirk, is taking care of his son. Son is upset with dad for whatever reason. This is just how I see it because I'm a father, right, of male children. So I think that the father went off on the son and the son got mad, because I've seen it all the time. My son had to apologize to me the other day because he came at me with some attitude. So I think this may be kind of similar to that, where the daughter was like, I'm just going to keep on hanging on and daddy going to keep taking care of me. Like Kirk kept taking care of his son. And now when Kirk cut him off, he's like, bro, you ungrateful. If you keep being ungrateful, I'm going to cut you off. Kirk cut him off. The son gets mad. I think Dr. Dre might have said, hey, listen, I think you give daughters a little bit more grace, because hopefully maybe they can marry off. But then if it doesn't happen and just keep having kids, you have to make a wise decision about what you do with your finances. And sometimes what is right does not always feel good.
No, it reminds me of it was about a few months back. I don't think it was any. I don't know how much truth there was to it, but there was a meme going around that Jackie Chan was donating all of his wealth, not all of it, but majority of his wealth to charity and not letting his son inherit it because he was saying if he's my son, he should be able to go out and get his own. So for me, that it's like, I get, these are your children and generational wealth. But, well, I mean, with generational wealth with the daughter is a little different. But I just look at it like, I think celebrity children have a sense of entitlement to where it's like you 38 and you can't pull in $250,000 a year and your father is who he is. That's an indictment on you, in my opinion.
Yeah, so on the flip side of that, I think it could be a factor that she's a woman and all the other references y'all use were men. Personally, I went through this situation when I was 29. I got out the military and I didn't manage things properly and ended up getting evicted. I was living in my truck. And one of the things that I actually didn't do was call my parents. I didn't, because they taught me, they raised me to be a certain way. And I'm a person that I like to go through certain things because it teaches you character. But at the same time, if I had a choice between my car and an apartment, I'm gonna choose the apartment, but it wasn't an option. So it's been about 6 months. I did that. And then when my father took ill, I kind of like got in touch with my family so that I could come home. And I didn't tell my mom till I got there, and she was mad at me because she was like, "Why didn't you say anything?" So families react to certain situations differently. I'm not saying what each situation has its own unique circumstances set to them, but I think that if it were for me, I would want my kid to really build some character, but at the same time, if they absolutely necessarily got put in a situation where it wasn't their fault, then I would step in and try to help out. And I think this is where Dr. Dre had been carrying her for a long time. And, it's just so ironic that this is starting to come to the forefront now that the marriage is dissolving and everything else. So it just seems like a whole bunch of circumstances on top of circumstances, and the dominoes are starting to fall a certain way.
Yeah, I think there's partially entitlement, right? Like when your father or when your parents do well, you feel that you should be doing well as well. I think that some people believe that, but if y'all remember, I don't know. I know Daryl and Shan are old enough, and this is not a slight, but during the Cosby Show years, things that the Huxtables said to each other, or I think it was Cliff. He said, I think it was Trudy, which I went to school with, by the way. Keisha Knight Pulliam. She went to Spelman at the same time I was at Morehouse. They said to her in the episode, he said, "Your father and I are rich. You, nothing." Right? So that basically meant, listen, you have to do something with the abilities that you have, and with the talents that's been placed in your life. And you can't just depend solely on your parents for life to work for you or in your favor. I want to take a quick moment, take a quick break real fast. Jamal, boss, welcome to Ask a Black Man Anything. Appreciate Doc for popping in. Go ahead and introduce yourself. We appreciate you for joining the bald-headed crew. Maybe we can get Shaheed to cut his hair.
That it ain't happen.
Thanks.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? Had to get my camera set up, but now Shaheed, hold on as long as possible, man, because once you get started, man, it's over.
Yeah,
I had a
once you
little
go
bit.
fall,
I lost a little bit in the front back in 2014. I was like, time to go. Time to go home. And that was it. It's over after that. But to the topic, it's strange. Like, and the best we can do is just talk from the outside looking in. But she shouldn't be that way. Like, it's just like we're looking at it from being normal middle class, and we always look at it, man, if my father was Dr. Dre, there's no way, I would be out that bad. There will always be something, that I could do or leverage or build up during that time so that I would never be in that position. Of course, we don't know, something might have happened. We'll never know. But I can't blame Dr. Dre for anything without knowing the circumstances. And it's like, yo, you have access that millions of people in the United States don't have, and it still ended that way. So it's like, what's going on that you ended up in that situation? And then, like Daryl said, the timing of it, like, it's just a little shaky, it's a little wacky. I don't know. So hopefully she can get back on her feet, because like for us, like we don't have that. Like we have parents that have regular jobs or didn't have jobs, and we had to figure it out. Correct. Without a billionaire in the family, we had to just figure it out. We didn't have music connections. We didn't have industry connections. We had to figure it out on our own, whether it was good or bad. So, I mean, I hope she can get it together, but that's about it for me.
Yeah, I think that that figuring it out, because I can remember when I was in college, and I couldn't get registered at Morehouse, right? My mom wasn't a billionaire. My mom worked for the IRS. She was imploring my brothers to either leave me in Atlanta if I wouldn't come back home, or bring me back home immediately because I couldn't get registered, right? So I was like, listen, I'm not leaving Atlanta. She was like, leave them. So they left me here literally, and I slept on floors and until I finally was placed in a dorm room, off campus and such, and kind of filtered my way through. But that is a very realistic lifestyle that the normal people have. But I say this, I'll throw this into the fray. I'm gonna take DB's line. Here's something could possibly happen if it's really a cry for help. I just read an article somewhere. I think it was Instagram, wherever I read it. I don't know. Some outlet where a young lady was about to get evicted. She put how much she needed on a GoFundMe or whatever the thing was. I think she owed like $2,000, and she ended up raising $250,000. And I'm like, or it might have been like 25, but $200,000 is a lot of money, and you only behind on rent. If I'm behind on rent and my GoFundMe hits 200,000, I'm gonna pay my rent. I might even break my lease, and I'm buying a home with that 200,000, brand new car, and making sure that my house is either paid for cash, or I'm positioning myself so I don't have to be in that position again. But before I let the next person speak, King, man, I know you're not at 1,000%, but man, I appreciate you being here, man. You look so relaxed. Go ahead and introduce yourself, boss.
Hey, what's up? This is King. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be alive. Shout out to Daryl for those words of encouragement. I appreciate you, big bro. Shout out to everybody, Wes and Chris for giving that shout out. Everybody, what's up? What's up to Shahid? What's up to my favorite doctor? You know he's not my doctor. You know what I'm talking about, Jamal. And everybody, what's up? I'm calm today, but I'm ready to turn up. So whenever y'all ready to turn, I'm gonna get back to my own self, man. I'm back at it. I was a little bit down. Missed my boy's wedding today, which was crazy. That's how bad it was. But now I'm back up. I feel good about myself, and I'm grateful for a lot of things. I'm super grateful. So we're gonna try to transfer that energy to this whole crew right now. So
big facts.
Yeah.
King, when you first put on the back channels that you were not feeling well, I called you. I just wanted to say what's up, make sure you're okay. So
you called me?
I did.
Where?
I called you from a 678 number. The first, I think it was Tuesday.
Oh, if you did 670, I probably didn't pick up. I don't pick up numbers I don't know. I got a
It's
lot
all
of like
good.
I got a lot of psycho girls that hit me up, man. There was another number that called me 917 too. I was kind of scared because a lot of girls hit me back. You know, it's been a crazy week, but I'm sorry I missed the number. I appreciate that.
It's all good. I just text you. I text you
Yeah, why you didn't text me and say who it was?
because I honestly. So the thing is, when I text you, because I've added you, because we got a back channel. I was just thinking, he probably didn't lock my number in. But what's really funny is literally I've called every person, and they were like, "Who is this calling me?" Like I FaceTime Colin just out the blue on his birthday. He was like, "I'm not answering that." So I texted him, and I was like, "Yo, can you talk?" He was like, "Who is?" I'm like, "Yo, this is Chris." So
Yeah, if you had text me and said it was, because your number definitely looks like a bill collector number.
that's funny. Nah,
Definitely like a bill collector crazy girlfriend number. You feel me?
like I text you. I mean, I got everybody's number, but I'll text you. AC man, welcome to the building, man. Dope podcast, man.
What up?
A little bit of it, man. Y'all dropping gems over there. That we're soon to be hopefully number 2 podcast. Because this could be number 1.
I appreciate you.
We could be neck and neck. It's all good. We do like them Olympic gold medalists.
I'm here for it.
Go ahead, introduce yourself, man. Welcome, bro.
Trill AC, man, founder of the Crew Season podcast, where we talk about relationships, just lifestyle and culture in general every Tuesday on all streaming platforms. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. Man in many hats, man. Just here to enjoy the conversation and kick it with my bros as usual.
Facts. Let me ask you a question. Did you see the news, King and Trill, about Dr. Dre's daughter?
I did.
What are y'all thoughts on that? On how she's kind of out there and she looks as if she's unsupported?
To be honest, man, I feel like we don't have enough information to just jump to conclusions. I think that's what a lot of people are doing. They just, how could he got $1 billion? There's no way your child, I don't care what your child did, what they said, what the situation is, they shouldn't be homeless. And I'm listening to that and I'm like, okay, I mean, when you come from a family that's toxic, then you could understand how somebody could not speak for years and childs and parents could get cut from each other, whatever. Everybody's family dynamics is not the same. And I feel like that's what people are not factoring in. Also, that woman is 38 years old with 4 kids. That's another thing. They talking about, how can you let your child didn't ask to be here? That's a child. That is a 40-year-old woman. That's not a child. And I feel like at the end of the day, you should be your child's last resort, not the first option every time something go wrong. And if that's the case, you didn't raise them right, or they didn't take to the knowledge that you was trying to impart on them. Because me personally, just like me and my dad or me and my mom, like it's going to take hell and high water before I call them for anything. I'm going to try to figure it out on my own first. That's just how I'm wired. That's how they raised me to be. And I'm 31. She's 40. So, again, I don't really buy it. That's why I say I don't really want to make a harsh statement because I just don't have enough context, to be honest. But I'm not jumping on that whole, billionaires. No way that this should be. Man, no, you don't know what the hell going on in the people's household.
He did say something that I kind of was thinking though. Because as a father, if my kids didn't succeed, I would somewhat blame myself. And I understand that when Dre had her, he was a lot younger. He may not have been able to provide her with the correct guidance and the correct know-how and the correct way to go about life, a correct way of being successful. And that's where I would immediately be like, man, Dre didn't step up. And for 18 years, you disappeared. So he disappeared when she was 20. She still needs that guidance at that time. And if he wasn't around for that, then I can see a lot of the blame going on Dre for that.
All right, guys.
But even then, like, I feel like something's wrong in that relationship, right? like we'll never know exactly what it is, but something's off. Whether they had a dispute, whether it was a fallout, something happened, right? Because I don't have kids, but I just feel like, man, if I had a child and they were down bad like that, with my grandkids down bad like that, like, I'd want to do something, I would guess, but I don't have kids, but I just feel like something is strained in that relationship and we really don't know what it is or why, but that ain't a normal relationship if that's happening. Not saying he has to pay the whole expenses, but something's up to where your seed is struggling and you just like something happened there. And I just don't think we'll ever get to the bottom of it. The timing is weird. It's just bad. I hope the best for her and the fact that she has grandkids, because even then, if you don't like her, at least your grandkids, you know what I mean? So something happened. That's all we can say. Something happened.
Wow.
So look,
see, that was the thing that I was saying though. It's like word is that her kids are staying with a friend's or at a friend's place. So again, it just makes me question like how authentic is the claims or is the stories. Like if your kids are staying somewhere, but you just choosing to stay in a rental that they first off a rental that costs you $2,300 a week or something like that, and your kids are at a friend's place and they good, but you struggling. I don't know, man. It just don't add up. That's why I say it's hard to really make a conclusion, man.
The problem that I have, generally speaking, with this kind of story is that you never hear the other side, right?
Yep.
So Dre's not gonna speak up.
No.
But I do understand, and I can empathize with the people who can't understand why she's homeless at all. And I don't know if she has a pattern of mental, if she's mentally challenged. I don't know if she's like somebody I would go downtown and see at Skid Row. I don't know if she's talking to herself. I don't know if she's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea if there's any kind of mental problems that she's having. But here's what I do know. If she's of sound mind and body, and say, for instance, she's lazy as hell, won't do shit, won't work, she's a problem, don't nobody want her around, she's having babies without any kind of account, she's just irresponsible adult, whatever. The fact that she's my daughter and the fact that I'm over 50 years old and I understand how the world works. I'm not 20, I'm not 30, I'm not smashing, I'm not riding my 6'4" anymore, right? The fact that she's my daughter and she got my grandkids, and I know that I'm paying $300,000 to my ex every 30 days. There's no way that I can imagine, and I'm trying to imagine, I wish I could hear Dre's side. I can't imagine why she would be homeless unless she's intentionally choosing to be homeless. Because at $300,000 a month, every month, forever, and that's only 10% of my wealth, what would it be to buy a house in the valley in Sylmar for $500,000, pay it off, and say that's your house and you can stay there and I don't give a fuck what you do to it? That's 2 months of your alimony. To put it in perspective, fellas, I'm gonna remove his $700 million fortune. Let's make it just $70 million. I'm gonna reduce his fortune down to 10%. That's equivalent to, if Dre was only worth $70 million, to most of us who make a little over 100, some of us make $500,000 a year. That's equivalent to us spending $70. That's equivalent to us spending $70, one-time fee. We make $250,000. That's our Postmates delivery for one night. To make sure that your grandchildren got a bed. To make sure that your grandkids is not in the rain and is not at some stranger's house or doing whatever. I don't need to speak to you ever again. Maybe you fucking ruined the Chronic, and that's the reason why I didn't come out. I have no idea. I don't know what the backstory is, but when I know that I got 4 grandbabies and it will cost me today, if I'm making, if I'm doing $500,000 and I know that it will cost me $50 to make sure 4 of my grandkids got a house with no mortgage, no insurance problems, no property tax issues. It's paid off. It ain't nothing to worry about. But I know that they got a house. Then I'm gonna go ahead and pay the $50. If I had $70 million, I'm gonna go ahead and pay the $500,000. I'm gonna go ahead and pay the $300,000 or whatever for a house. And if I want to move her to Arkansas, I'm gonna pay $2. You can get a whole house in Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas for $25,000, whole house.
Yeah, but Shan.
I can't see. So this whole thing, now you guys are conflating things. You guys are saying, oh yeah, the family I'm not saying that she's gonna be in charge of Aftermath Records. I'm not saying that the family wealth is going to her. This is not a situation where when I die, my fortune go to her. People are using Jackie Chan and the fact that he's not giving his kids anything in comparison to this girl. I'm simply saying I can't imagine anybody being homeless and they're my children. And I don't think I would give a fuck what they did outside of attempted murder or trying to kill me, that they would have to sleep in a car at any point whatsoever. I got so much property to take care of that's where they'd be. But that's me.
Right. But Shannon, I get where AC is coming from though. He had a point. Like, we don't know the context. You're right. You preference by saying, "Hey, I don't know his side." You did say that.
It got to be something.
Yeah, but here's the variables that people don't understand, especially when it comes to family. There's no such thing as a traditional family structure nowadays. Everybody has that family member that you can't trust, that you can't have around you, and certain things that you don't allow around you. I agree with you. If that's his daughter and that's his grandchildren, and he has the money, why aren't they taken care of? But I don't think what people are getting. She has 4 children by who?
Let's say 4 different niggas.
No, yeah. Who are they? Where are these guys? Where are these guys?
I don't know. I don't.
Right.
Let's say it's 4 different niggas. Hold on. Yeah, look at those. Use the worst scenario.
Yeah. I'm not even going to assume the worst. I just want to ask a question that none of us can answer. Where are the 4 baby fathers, allegedly, or the 2 baby fathers?
That could be where the kids are at. Remember, the kids aren't with her right now.
Right. They're not with her right now. So she's having kids. She has children, right? So let me ask you, I'm not a parent, but to all the parents in this room right now, are you responsible to correct all your children's mistakes?
No.
As children, yeah.
No, hold on. I just asked one question. No. And to all the future parents, like me and Jamal, Shaheed, are you responsible to correct all your children's mistakes?
You let them have some. You let them have some and learn.
Are you responsible?
King, let me ask you this though.
Here's another thing. Just one more thing. Sorry, Dad. One more thing. There's people in this world, no matter what you do for them, they're not grateful.
I don't care.
Hold on. And we don't know if he did what you said, Shan. We don't know if he bought a house he doesn't want to move there.
That's the only. Right.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know that, and that's why I think Trilla hit the point. We don't have enough context.
Yeah, we do know that he paid for everything up until this year.
Up to what?
For 20 years.
Robert, you got to fix your audio. Your audio. It sounds like it's your internet connection.
He said, "We know what."
The article stated that he was paying whatever he was paying. He was supporting her up until last year. So my question is, if you get in support from a billionaire, how are you homeless within a year's time?
Yeah, but see, Shaheed, you hit the nail on the head. You can support somebody for years, right? And you thinking that person, if I don't care who is in this room, if I would support any of y'all for years, and you had a free place to sleep and everything, and you didn't save enough money to be on your own, that's your fault. That's your fault.
Wait. Say it again real quick.
You heard what Shaheed said. Shaheed said he just stopped supporting her this year.
No, 2020 January, last year.
That's what he said.
King,
let me ask you
this question. Before the pandemic.
Last year, so he's been supporting her for 20 years, right?
She is 38 years old.
So he been supporting
2020,
her.
you do the math
So
on
when
that.
she became 37, he stopped. So you tell me you telling me she couldn't save up money or anything?
Y'all are missing the point, man. See, that's y'all are thinking like people with no money. Listen, that
Right.
I don't give a listen. When you're a billionaire, I don't give a fuck. You got my
But you're
grandkids.
not thinking like people with no money either, because people with money like to save their money. Sometimes they care more about the money than their family.
Listen. I get what you're saying. I get it.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I haven't met any person that has money that actually care about their family like that. All the millionaires and the 2 billionaires I know, they left money to their pets. They could care less about their family.
Okay,
we're missing context. But the thing is, there's definitely more to the story that we don't know.
Got it.
No, but just
the fact that he cut off the income in 2020, when you keep feeding into that, if it's somebody with destructive behavior, that's enabling. That can enable more destructive behavior to where it's just so counterproductive. You're actually worsening the person's condition by keep on feeding them and keep on feeding. So I think it finally came to a head because it's like you are literally taking this money, buying drugs, doing whatever. Like you're literally just digging.
No, but Shan is saying, he's saying, because I have it and it means nothing to me and your blood, I'm going to make sure you're good.
So let me ask
and sometimes and that's not a rich person's thought. Because the rich person is supposed to teach a lesson.
But this is what but it actually is. And I know a lot of rich people that think, because here's the thing, he didn't raise her. This is not a kid that grew up with a silver spoon. This ain't some kid that had everything as a child and was always with Dr. Dre. He never fucked with her all along. Now, I don't know the extent of his quote unquote support that he was giving her that was cut off. But what I'm saying is there would be no reason that you would be homeless. I want to contend to say he should have never gave her cash. If she was given a stipend or an allowance every month, that was his mistake. He should have never gave her cash.
So you telling him what to do with his money?
Yeah, you goddamn right. I am.
All right, and so no disrespect. It's a reason why he got $740 million. We don't have it.
Well, yeah, but
so he's smart
because Ice Cube broke the hits. That's why.
Yeah, he got hits. It could be a lot of reasons. I know a lot of people that
because Ice Cube broke them hits. That's why he got $700 million.
Yeah, hold on. We don't listen. This is my thing. How do you tell a man that works $740 million how to make and spend their money?
Okay, so hold on, bro. What you're doing is you conflating the argument and you pushing it somewhere else. I'm just simply saying that nobody.
Because you said rich people don't think like that.
Yeah, because you arguing like you get into your emotions. I ain't talking about that, King. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't listen to what I'm saying, King. Don't listen to respond. Listen, understand what I'm trying to come from.
Okay,
I'm not sitting there saying that you think I went to Dr. Dre and say, hey man, you making a mistake with your money. No, I'm simply saying in a generality, because that's what we live on. No, you shouldn't be giving somebody a stipend, especially if you don't fuck with them like that. But if she's talking about she's homeless, that's a different thing. If somebody's saying they're homeless and I'm living in my car, that ain't got nothing to do with giving money. I'm not saying giving you money. I'm not saying here's a check. Come get this stack of cash every Saturday or on the first of every month. I'm simply saying you should not be homeless and you got my grandkids. Her argument isn't I'm poor or I don't have. She can go get a job. I'm simply saying you got a place to go lay your head at night, and my grandkids got a place to go lay their head at night so they can be raised by you, the mother. Now, if you guys are saying that, and I'll be the only one because I don't give a fuck. If y'all are saying you can come up with a reason. Listen, if you guys are saying that you could come up with a reason why you will allow your grandchildren to be homeless, and you are a multi-millionaire, then we are. Then I don't think that.
Wait, hold on. So you saying he gave her a stipend? That's what you're saying. I was before I even say I wasn't listening. She's saying that he cut her. She's saying that last January 2020, right before the pandemic, 2 months before the pandemic, that he stopped supporting her. And I'm assuming it's monetarily.
He was paying her rent, paying her car notes.
Okay, paying her rent, paying her car note, right? My thing is this. I don't know if that's cash extra. I don't know if it's a simpler. If he was paying her rent and the kids were staying with her, Can you imagine a situation that you would cut off the rent and you are a multimillionaire and you got babies in there? And there's minors living in that house. Why would you cut off the rent? To show tough love?
I understand what you're saying, but I don't understand your logic. So you saying buy them a house, right? And no matter what happens,
no. Buy me a house. But you just stay there. Yeah, I picked up a piece of property over in fucking Sylmar, or I picked up a piece of property in Compton. I picked up a house.
He already got
Compton.
those houses.
That's my point.
What does that do though? What does that do?
It allows your grandchildren to not live with friends. It allows your lineage to at least have a roof over their head when it's cold. It does get cold out here in LA.
Here's the big problem with that. You're assuming that she is financially sound, that she won't sell the house or give the D out. She
can't. It's my house.
Well, that's the truth.
But Shan, we understand what you're saying, and you're saying from a moral perspective, like I wouldn't let my grandkids at the worst case go out like that.
In fact, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. But I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm using the grandkids as a crutch, but I wouldn't let I wouldn't let my blood. I wouldn't let anybody. I wouldn't give up you outside of you attempting to kill me at one point in the past, where I don't want to have anything to do with you. I cannot imagine where I would allow any seed of mine. It ain't like I got 100 of them. I got 3. And I'm damn near a billionaire. I'm Beats by Dre. And one of my 3 is living in a fucking SUV? That doesn't make sense. I feel you,
Shan, but Shan, you don't know what the beef with Dr. Dre and his daughter is. He might have a different mindset altogether that, hey, if you do this,
but listen, Jamal, he saved himself. Shan saved himself because Shan said one thing. He said, I can't. He can't do that.
But that's what I'm saying.
He's holding Dr. Dre to his moral compass.
But that's what I'm saying. We don't know for Dr. Dre. We don't know where his compass is. We can't.
That's what I'm trying to say to Shan.
We don't know what his trigger point is.
That's what I'm trying to say to him.
Let's flip the script. If it was his son, I bet you the situation would be different.
Hell yeah. It wouldn't be this much outrage.
It wouldn't. If it was his son, I think it would be a little bit different.
You know what I can reference to for that?
Argument.
Wait. Hold tight. You know what I can reference to for that? Do y'all remember Kirk Franklin and his son got into it about something?
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah.
What side did public opinion take?
Chris, I mean,
they took
Kirk Franklin's side.
Right.
So what's funny is true. I literally just said that like 10 minutes ago because it's a lot of similarities, right?
Mm-hmm.
Father, like Kirk, in my opinion, this is how the whole argument went down. The father was supporting the son was ungrateful, and the father was like, yo.
But that's the word I use. I use ungrateful.
Blah, blah. Yep. Huh?
I use that word ungrateful because what I'm trying to get, I hear what Shan is saying. Shan said, I wouldn't do it. And my thing is, don't put another man under your level of integrity or moral compass. Doesn't make him less of a man because he don't think like you. And if you want to get down to the whole thing, how certain people move, there's a book called Family Wealth by James L. Hughes. He's a will and trust lawyer. And it shows you how certain people with that type of money move. You could go and look at it. I'm not just making this up. It's a book, Family Wealth. And it will show you the way he's moving is how he should have moved when you hold someone down and they don't make progress with their life. You become an enabler.
Listen, I understand enabling. I enable people in my life. I got family wealth issues and niggas tugging on me every month. If I showed y'all my overhead, y'all would. If y'all show, nobody's going homeless. I don't give a fuck what they do. Nobody's going homeless.
It's a lot of people enabling their family members with less money. So that argument.
Let me jump in real quick.
Swing both ways.
I think that brings a great point. King has a great point, right? Well, we all have great points to make, but let me ask this question. It is very responsible of you to teach your children to be responsible, right? I literally just left a barbershop and I was telling my barber that, my barber and one of the guys that was in the barbershop, listen, I told my 18-year-old male son, it is your responsibility to control whether or not a girl gets pregnant. I don't care if she's on birth control, she got the Z pack, the F pack, your ring, whatever. It's your responsibility to put on a raincoat, right? So here's the thing. I mean, I don't know the terminology because I don't need that stuff. But here's the thing that I pose to you all. Shan said I wouldn't let anybody go homeless. For you particularly, Shan, that's your compass, right? That you wouldn't let anybody go homeless. And King, is that different for you? Do you feel like, you know what? If they were not responsible, I'm good, right? Why? Let's dive into that real quick.
Because I think that's where before you go, King, that's my pushback against all of y'all. Because I listen to everybody, and what I'm hearing is y'all will allow your seed and your seed's seed, your lineage, to go homeless. So
no,
I literally said that I couldn't see that.
I lean towards AC because he said something real. He said we don't have enough context, and I said that from before I even said anything. But because we don't know, there's different variables that could be taking place. Like I said, who's her baby fathers? What is the relationship between her and Dre? How did Dre dissimulate this money? Right? We don't know how much he gave her for rent and notes. We don't know that. Right? We don't know if he gave her enough to save and put to the side so she can invest in things. Right? We don't know what is going on. So I don't want to cast judgment on anybody. But you're saying he's a piece of shit because he let his children go homeless.
No. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I need to hear my nigga Dre's side of the story. But outside and what I would have to hear is one of two things. One, Shan, she tried to kill me in 2015. Fuck her. I'd be like, yeah, fuck her too. Or two, Shan, she's not homeless, bro. I got a house and she got the key. She just don't want to live there. She's fucking capping that in the media.
But that's what happened a lot. That happens a lot, Shan.
Wait, hold on. Don't argue. Don't come back with that argument. I prefaced this with that. I started off with that. You don't have to sell that to me. I'm preaching that same gospel. Those are the two things. She might be capping the whole thing, and then I ain't got no argument. It's like, what are you talking about? You homeless with this car and this 2300 and the add up, and why are you in that kind of SUV? No, that's bullshit. You got a spot, you don't want to be there. Or he got you out in Barstow or some shit, or he got you living in fucking Tempe, Arizona, or some other wild. You're not homeless. You may not want to live where you are allowed to live, but you ain't homeless. If that's the case, then fuck her. That's how I feel. Because you're not.
I'm not going to lie.
Real quick, because she's on record making a statement saying, "I don't want his money. I was just trying to reach out to him so he could spend time with his kids." That's what she said. On record.
But that's cap. Yeah, we know that's cap.
No, we can't say that. That's what she said, though. How you calling that cap?
Because she prefaced the whole thing about. Because of course she said that. Think about it. Of course, yeah. Oh, I don't want his money. I just want him to see his kids. She can see the kid. He can see the kids without her. Not to mention, why is she talking about her jobs and why is she talking about the cutoff? What is the cutoff? What does the receiving money in 18 months have to do with seeing children? That's her report. She's reporting that.
She came out also a couple years ago saying some shit and it was not financial related. Like she tried to blast him in the media years ago and it had nothing to do with financial.
And that's
the financials were in play. Now that they cut off, you telling me I got you out on the street homeless.
Right. And you saying it's only because you want me to see the grandkids? That's obvious cap.
No, I don't know everybody's situation, but I do know one thing. And maybe I come from a family, and I know people that come from certain families where it's that, especially with the woman in the family, right? If we are a wealthy family and you want to marry a man that's not suitable to be under this name or be associated with our name, then you might get cut off from the perks of this last name.
Wait, say it again.
You know that, right? Wait, hold on. You know that, right? You know there's some families that said, there's some families that say, hey, you're the daughter of the family. But all we ask for you is to marry a suitable man that can make sure our name and legacy goes on. And if you decide to have children or marry someone that is not approved by the family, then you're on your own. You know that, right?
Yeah, of course. There's a lot of cultures
Wait,
that
wait,
do
wait,
that, but that ain't.
hold on. That's why this is why I asked the question initially. Who are the baby fathers? Was that the case? We don't know. Was that the case with?
King, what does the baby fathers have to do? Their only
Because some people,
responsibility.
because some people.
Wait, hold.
My nigga, this is
Their
Compton. I'm out here in
responsibility is
LA. I'm
only for
telling you
their
how
children that they
Dre is
have
not
with
in
her.
Compton no more, man.
But I'm just saying their response.
We ain't.
The baby
We all here.
See, Dre. What I think King is saying is like Dre might be saying, "I'm not gonna support this hood dude. I'm not gonna pay for you to house these niggas."
Thank you.
That could be an issue. That could be an issue where it's like, okay, look,
because that's
all
what
you gotta
Cali people do sometimes.
Listen,
all you gotta do to receive my
Because
support
Cali people will give a rich
cut
girl,
that off. Cut
knowing
them
that their
off.
father could take care of them. That's what Cali people
Facts.
do.
Looking
That's
for
what
rap
LA
careers,
people do.
looking for producing careers and stuff like that, trying to get
That's
over
what
using
LA
her.
people do.
Bro,
Those Hoover streets and all those little people out there in Cali, what they do is, oh, that girl pops got money. I'm with her. And the father's like, you know what? I'm not giving my money so you can support these little ragamuffins.
Nah, niggas don't think like that out here.
Man, F all that, man. We're gonna do it for later. Dr. Dre, take care of your kids, nigga. You gonna tell this nigga how to raise his kids.
I take care of
raise your seed, nigga.
Niggas from Compton. Niggas from the hood. I'm in the hood right now. The hood is right behind me. Niggas ain't thinking like that out here. Listen, and we talking about Dre. You know, I get it. I know there's families and all that, but we talking about Dre. We talking about first generational wealth. His mama wasn't rich. It wasn't like this ain't some shit that he learned passed down from great granddad. Dre is fucking producer from right here, and he think like the rest of us out here. What I'm saying is this. I'm simply saying this. Outside of her attempting to kill him, or outside of him providing a suitable place for her to live, and she just don't want to be there, so she's lying to these reporters, I can't imagine why she is homeless. That's all I'm saying.
I just can't imagine why you think people still think like the way they think when they have yachts and 740 million. You think that he thinks like everybody in Compton? You think he still thinks like that?
No, because I'm not.
No, because you said he still thinks like us. He said Compton's behind you. He's from Compton. He thinks just like us.
Yeah, that was in response to your look at the generation. You can't. I'm the fucking. You marrying my daughter for the last name and all that other bullshit that we got.
So when does it stop? So when does the cycle stop if you don't change your mindset?
It ain't with Dre. Not this. I know this nigga, man.
Damn,
I don't know him personally.
crazy.
I don't know
That's
him personally.
crazy.
I know the homies. Come on, man. Let's
I know the homie. I know Slim the Monster too. I know my.
So let's keep it 100. Let's not make up shit. Just don't exaggerate.
Yeah, but he's not.
Well, talk to the homies. Talk to the homies and have the homies tell Dre to raise his kids, nigga.
No, but that's the thing.
These are niggas that we used to club with. You know, all of a sudden Dre is to the point where he's cutting off a 38-year-old daughter and the children because he's trying to make sure that what are you saying that the lineage needs to be raised by a certain pedigree of niggas.
You know. That's why I say you have a different moral compass because you say blood is thicker than water. That's you. Some people
I don't
think
say
like
that. No, I don't say that. I don't.
But Shan, what we're saying is Dr. Dre might not think like you, and that's how this situation happens.
No, listen. Hear me out.
That's literally all he's saying.
Let me be clear. If he don't think like this, I'm not saying like me. I don't give a fuck who it is. If y'all don't think like this, if you guys, okay, let me remove Dr. Dre. If y'all niggas become multimillionaires, and I don't give a fuck what your kid, who also is carrying your grandchildren, does to you outside of lying to the world or trying to kill you, if you allow them to be homeless. I didn't say nothing about no money. I ain't saying that you need to slide her a couple bucks. I ain't saying that you even got to give her a card. Public transportation is real. You can catch the bus. We got public transportation out here. If you allow your grandchildren's parents to be homeless, not parent, your grandparents, parent, your child and your children's children to be homeless, and y'all niggas, all 13 of y'all are multimillionaires, then y'all some bums. That's all I'm saying.
I respect. No, hold on. I respect.
Like we literally said that when it started.
No. I respect Shan because he said.
I literally said that before you did.
Jamal.
I didn't catch it, Jay.
I respect Shan what he said because he basically said the same thing you were just telling him. Because we don't agree with you.
Yeah.
or
No.
we're bums.
But don't be hypothetical. Do you agree with me or don't you?
No. I'm a bum because at the end of the day, I'm not going. I'm going to do what I want with my money, and I don't care how you judge me. That's what I'm saying. I don't care how you judge me. You don't.
I
You
don't
don't
know
make me
about
wake up in the
grandkids
morning.
though. I can't let my grandkids go out like that.
So what
let
you
me jump
saying?
in real quick, Shan.
No. What you're
Shan,
saying is
Jamal,
if we don't
King, real
follow
quick.
your
Let me
suit,
jump
you said
in.
you said this not the first time you said it, man. In the beginning, you said I'm talking to all y'all 13. This is not the first time you said, and I heard it. You said we don't follow your suit, we bums. I don't. You're not my Jesus, homie. I
Okay.
don't understand what that means. I'm not here to prove anything to anybody. What I'm here to do is live my life, and Dre's living his $740 million life.
All right, King, what you gonna spend your money on?
Don't have no children in my nigga.
I'm gonna
Then
spend
that's
it on what I feel
second.
like,
don't have no
not
kids.
because he says I'm a bum.
Hey,
Don't have no
I'm a bum.
kids.
I'm a bum.
Y'all
I'm a
tripping.
bum. I'm a
Y'all
bum.
No,
all
we
right.
ain't tripping.
Real quick, Wes.
I'm buying a Rollie for
Thank
my
you,
kid. Fuck that.
our current
I'm not
resident.
invited. I'm gonna give him mine. I'm passing it down because I believe in generational wealth,
I'm buying the chain.
So
and that's
when
only if
King
they know
is
how to
sick,
handle
he's
it.
probably more turned up than anything else. So we have to be mindful to make sure that King stays healthy.
No. I'm not turned up. Me and Shan are passionate.
no.
It's
I'm
all
joking.
love. It's not like that. But I'm just saying though. I never say he was wrong. I'm saying be mindful.
No, you
of what
are.
you
I'm
say.
asking you directly. No, see, I got rid of the hypotheticals.
And I said I'm not I don't have children. So
Bro,
you asked the wrong person. That's why I asked when I
I
first
can
came
answer.
here. I said to everybody,
I don't.
listen,
I don't.
I'm
agree with
removing.
you.
Listen, let me tell y'all how I get down. So, because I don't do the whole. I speak in reality. I don't like hypotheticals and what ifs are meaningless.
right? I said
So
I don't
care
have
about
children.
none of that. What I'm simply, I want you to imagine if you did. And for those that do, I want you to imagine that your kids are the worst, laziest piece of shit. Fucking never listened to you, never have, never did. You didn't want. They popped up on you out of. I don't give a fuck. The worst scenario that you can come up with.
And I got multiple children. Children.
You got two more that you raised with the woman that you love.
I got
and
multiple
had them.
children. It's gonna be It's gonna be a hard thing for me to be a bum, but I'm gonna do it. I stand on that. It's gonna be a hard thing for me to do, but I would do it if I provided for you and I made sure I had a game plan for you. My thing is a lot of times this is the crazy thing. To me, coming from where I come from, if I had a parent or parents that was like that, on that stature, it would be hard for me not to be somebody special or be at least financially stable. It's not like you keep on telling me because he's a first generation. That's where it starts.
Are you talking about the daughter or are you talking about Dre?
Hold on, because you did shake your head when I said that. I don't know who you're talking about. If my father was Dr. Dre,
okay. So you talking about the
it'd
daughter?
Be hard for me to drop the ball like that.
95% of us, unless you got a mental problem. I said that. I said I'm wondering if she's running around.
But you said that's not an excuse. You said I don't care what problem she got, as long as she didn't try to kill me, right? Or as long as she didn't tell me that she turned down a opportunity I gave her, right? Mm-hmm. And Shaheed told you she just said I don't want no money, but you said it was cap. But let's forget about that. About that
because that's cap.
You tell her. Yeah. So my thing is, you cannot tell me. At the end of the day, she had a chance. And when people have there's a difference between people have low tolerance, right? People have low tolerance when they exercise so much patience. And that's what happens. When you exercise so much patience, it transforms to low tolerance.
And,
you feel me?
Stantia, we see you up there in the green room. We're going to come to you in just a second. Just hang tight. Keep going, King.
Right. So my thing is, it will be hard for me.
There's also, real quick, I think there is a Shuby Edwards that's trying to get into. So if you could, just go ahead and post that.
Okay.
Jump in real quick.
We don't want to take up the whole day with this conversation.
I want to hear y'all opinion. Because I want to remove that before we go.
We can get it at the end, Sam. We can get it at the end.
Y'all gonna make me mute y'all niggas. Listen.
I want to hear.
That's that control thing, man.
Wait a minute,
we ain't gonna. I don't even talk that much, so I want to hear because I want to know. Can you imagine a situation that you are a multimillionaire? Can you imagine that you're worth hundreds, not 5 million, not 50 million. You are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. You gave USC fucking $70 million with Jimmy Iovine. You got fucking millions of dollars. So that means help is literally $1. It help for your children, your grandchildren is equivalent to $1 of the average person. $1.
Would it make you feel? Would it make you feel?
No, it ain't about making me feel better. I want to know your truth. So I'm asking.
No.
Would you allow? Here's, and I want to be clear with my question. Would you? I don't want you to give them money. I don't want you to give them a stipend. I don't want you to give them an allowance. I don't want you to give them a job opportunity. I don't want you to do none of that. I just want you to know that your child is homeless and is living in a motherfucking car in the Home Depot parking lot. And you're a multimillionaire. Will that happen? Is there a situation that you can imagine that you can allow that to happen?
Yes. Yes, it is. And I'll give you a real life scenario. Fuck a hypothetical. I know a girl that I grew up with. Her parents was pretty decent money wise. Mm-hmm. And they had us set up. I'm talking about college fund, everything. But she was stupid behind niggas. If we just gonna be honest. So she had a nigga that they had 2 kids together. He was putting his hands on her, cheating on her, doing all kind of crazy, spending the money that her parents was giving her on shit for him, whether they be drugs or other women or whatever the case may be. She wouldn't leave him. But the parents kept giving them money. And it's like a damn bottomless pit. They throwing money into the situation. You're not learning no lesson. You just giving it to this dumb nigga that's not taking care of his kids, out here spending my money on God knows whatever, disrespecting you, abusing you, putting his hands on you, and you refuse to leave him. So much so even her brother put hands on a nigga, and she still went back to him. So
I got stories.
Yes, I can imagine a situation like that. I'm the parent. Wait. Let me finish. If I'm the parent and my daughter is doing that, there has to be a lesson taught at some point. I'm not just gonna keep giving you money or giving you a place to stay or none of that.
Okay, there we go. I want to be clear.
What?
I want to be clear.
Right.
And I thought I prefaced that. I ain't talking. They should have cut the money off a long time ago. But then that's when I said that King said I shouldn't be telling niggas about their money.
Wait,
I ain't talking about money.
Let me finish.
I'm cutting niggas off. I ain't paying nobody. I'm asking you, will you allow them to go homeless? I'm being specific with my question.
Right. Let me finish. So if it's a situation where I put up a crib for them to stay in, and this same nigga that I'm talking about, she got him living there. Yes, it is. I would kick both of them out of my crib. Period.
Thank you.
Because a lesson has to be taught at some point. I'm not just gonna keep enabling you to just do dumb shit. You want to do dumb shit?
That's the key word.
Do dumb shit over there. It's not gonna be on my dime.
And then AC, this is what I'm trying to say to him. At the end of the day, I ask you, who are the baby fathers? Because you don't know, it might be an issue with the fathers, and they could be a threat to him. Listen,
it could be.
My thing is this: why
a threat to who?
Okay, you get them. It could be a threat to Dre.
Okay.
Right. So now think about.
Let me take a moment real quick.
Now think about this. Why would you get so Shan? You get them a place to stay. They're not homeless. Where they getting the money for food and other stuff?
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, you don't?
That's not my responsibility. Yes, that's my point. I don't know if you got. I'm being very. I'm real. I'm a motherfucking a goddamn. When it comes to my words, I'm very particular. I didn't say. I don't know where they're eating. I don't know how they're eating. That's not. If you a fuck up and you a continuous fuck up and you are and I used to try to help you and you always messing up and you fucking with niggas and fuck. I ain't sending no Popeyes spicy chicken sandwiches. I'm not paying you for. I'm not doing all of that. But you're not gonna sleep on the street. You're not sleeping on the street. That's what you're not doing. How you gonna eat? How you gonna put gas in your car? How you gonna go to the party? How you gonna even clothe yourself? That's if I do something for you on that, then that's benevolence. But I'm not. I can see why motherfucker. I know people. I've cut off people like that where it's like I can't help you no more. But homeless. Nobody in my lineage goes homeless. But I get it. Trill says somebody goes homeless. Trill will allow his children to go homeless and his grandchildren to go homeless because of the nigga choices that his daughter chose. Got it. I'm assuming you would too, King.
I don't think you're above. I think you're responsible.
Let me jump in, King, real quick, because we definitely have to make sure that we do here for, which is ask a black man anything, right? With our opinions on this Dr. Dre matter, we literally could go round and round, right? We're gonna have a wide variety of opinions, which we know we can definitely discuss with great passion. But we want to be able to have the people who are here to pose a question or just join the conversation to come in and ask. So if you are currently in the YouTube audience, you want to type in join.aabma.live and you can join us. We are waiting for you. If you were in the queue, come on and join us back. We are ready to bring you in so you can ask questions. So if you would like to pose a question, we want to welcome you to Ask a Black Man Anything. If you are currently on Clubhouse, the raise hands feature is off. I am Chris, the host of the show. Just want to let you know to join us live on youtube.com/askablackmananything. We want to definitely see you there. We do see you. Hey, Joya, Jersey, Leah. We see you all in the room. You already have your phone in your hand, so go ahead and slip over to YouTube and type in Ask a Black Man Anything and join us live. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll be able to host you there. I want to say welcome to Wes whenever you come back, but we want to make sure that we open the floor for questions. If you have a question that you'd like to pose, we're here, right? We have, as you can see, we are diverse and we don't have to agree on everything. But at the very top of the conversation is the link that you can join. If you're on YouTube, you can click that link. Click here to join the conversation. It's at the very top. It's pinned. We want to welcome Shuby to the conversation. Hey, Queen, how are you?
No, Shuby's a bro. He's a guy.
Bro, okay. Sorry. Shuby, welcome to the conversation, my man. I apologize there. Welcome to Ask a Black Man Anything. Did you have a question that you wanted to pose to us? Or how did you want to contribute?
Shuby, your mic is on mute. Make sure you unmute your mic.
All right, got you. You guys hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Yes, sir. We can hear you loud and clear.
Let me close out Facebook. I think it's a delay on my end.
Shuby just wanted to see himself, y'all.
I see myself every day.
You be like, Mama, I made it.
Hey, Shan.
What up, Shub?
They don't know who they talking to.
They learning me. They learning. We haven't. Shuby is a friend of mine here in LA.
It's a delay, you guys. I can't hear you guys. It's a delay, so it's not real time.
Okay.
You have to shut down everything else you might have open. So if you have YouTube, Facebook, you need to shut down every other window except this Zoom window that you're in.
Yeah, everything is shut down.
All right. Well, just assume the delay. We'll be quiet. If you wanted to chime in on the last discussion, or you have a question that you want to ask the brothers.
Well, I was hearing that you guys. I know Shannon, you was passionate about not having your grandkids or kids go homeless. I had typed in the comments to where the question was posed where would you allow them to go homeless? My answer was yes, I will, or I have. No, well, not that I have. That two of my kids I had to put out because the rules wasn't being followed in the household. Regardless of what type of money that I had or not, is the rules will come first. And if you can't live by my rules, I'm not going to subject myself to you trying to think that you run this house. I'm the king of this castle. And what I say, it's a talk. I talk, take, and whoop ass. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't go by that, you hitting the front door with your bags and your kids. Your kids are not my responsibility. As a man, I'm taking care of you. Your responsibility as a man, as I showed you to be up to be, is to take care of your kids when stuff happens. So you put your kids in harm's way when you didn't want to follow what your father has been teaching you and trying to tell you to keep you safe from being in the streets. So my answer is yes. I would allow them because a lesson needs to be learned. And it's not my fault putting them out. It's the child's fault that's putting his or her family out in the street, no matter what type of money I have.
All right, Shoot. So look, then you a bum too, Shoot. So let me be
I'll
clear.
be a bum, but I still love you, Shan.
So listen, let me be clear. People, you guys are creating scenarios to make you you creating scenarios to get your point across. So one, you didn't raise that child. Remember, this is
For the record, Trill's
daughter.
wasn't a created scenario. His was an actual.
Well, no. Well, yeah, but it didn't. It didn't.
And Shuby's was an actual also.
No, I know. I get it.
Right.
I got actuals. Listen, you guys, I got actuals that are trump the ones that I just heard. But I'm not going to use those because I'm talking about the scenario. I don't have a scenario where there's been somebody that I didn't even, a baby that I didn't even want to claim and never claimed for years. Shuby, you're talking about, I know about your son. I know your situation. I could have used your situation before you came in here. I know what happened. I remember when your boy was playing football. I know all of that. But my point is this. You raised him. And then he was in your house. This girl was never in Dre's house. She is not a burden to him. She's not in his house. He didn't raise her. She didn't live there. And here's my thing. You can't remove the money factor. That's why I kept saying multimillionaire. So here's the thing, Shub.
Okay, I'm listening.
Can you imagine, Shuby, a situation where you had a child, your eldest. Now you got a child before your last last three. You got your eldest child. You never gave them no tutelage. You never instilled no values, no Shuby values. They never lived under the Shuby kingdom. They were a distant, but you know that you had that baby.
Okay.
And the baby mama was probably a motherfucking asshole or a bitch or got you was just a trash, or it was some chick that you smashed at a club way back in the 80s. My thing is this. You would allow the kids to go homeless, Shuby, when it costs you, here's the thing, because I can't remove the money factor, bro. When it costs you $1 to make sure they're okay, $1, Shuby, you can't. We know how much money we got, Shub. $1,
right?
Shuby, before you answer that,
Okay.
I'll say this: with me personally, I would not. The grandkids are like the casualties of what's going on. So of course I'm going to get down to the nitty gritty. If it's something mental, if it's just like a mental thing, or my kid is hanging around with bums and the environment is unstable for the grandkids, I'm gonna take them out of the equation. So I'm gonna set them up with the aunts, uncles, or me if I had the financial means. If they're under age 8, 9, 13, whatever, I'm gonna take them out of that situation.
Hey, Colin, real quick, just to throw in a little caveat. What if the daughter said, "You're not taking my kids"? No, well, my kids stand with me. Then
you can't do nothing.
Right. Exactly. So that's why I said, that's why I've been commented a lot on this Dre story, because it's like we're missing so much context. But it is case by case. But yeah, so to that point, that is a good point. If the mom or the dad, which is my son, say, "Hey, well, no, you ain't, you're not gonna take my kids anywhere," and all that kind of stuff, I mean, then that provides another issue, another barrier. Then we might have to
what would you do?
like legal. We're gonna have to find like legal matters or whatever to try to get that handled.
How? Once the mother's in Colin,
the mother's the mother.
Once the mother says you're not having the kids, I don't care what state the law is, you're not taking those kids, and that's gonna be used as pawns to make you feel bad.
If she's found of sound mind and body, you ain't taking the kids.
Okay, so it goes
so
back.
my thing is then I'd rather be a bum than to be a compassionate idiot. Because what happens is you're saying my grandchildren, not realizing that woman could be using your grandchildren to extort you. You know, people get extorted from family members, right?
You guys are creating extort what? Extort me how?
Because you know why you think it's not extortion? Because you're doing it on a scale. How much money he has?
Yes, because I know how much money I have. I know how to make. I know how much stuff costs.
Shed, you know, I don't care how you put it, but if you get extorted for $1, and you're only worth 100, you're still getting extorted. If you get extorted for $1, you're worth $1 million, you're still getting extorted. People don't like that feeling. People don't like that feeling, Shan. Some people just don't like the feeling of being used.
I also got to think too. Like I know for me personally, I know there's people that I wouldn't give $100 to. I wouldn't give you $5. I wouldn't, because I know what you're gonna do with it.
It's on principle.
And then there's some people that I would give my last dollar to. I would give them.
Shan is saying because I have Shan is saying because I have $70 million and you extort me for $70, you can have it because it means nothing to me. Some people don't like being extorted for nothing.
But hold tight. Money aside, let's take the money out of it. In the scenario I gave, right? The dude was putting his hands on her. So me giving her a place to stay and she won't leave him, I'm enabling them kids to be traumatized.
You just giving them a better place to
put hands on them.
So listen, I got it. So then the alternative. Wait, Shuby, because I got an alternative for you guys. Shuby, go ahead. You was getting ready to say something.
I lost my thought, but I never answered.
No, because
your question.
Colin had presented you a different scenario. He was saying that if it was a situation where, no, go ahead, Colin. I forgot what Colin's point was.
Yeah, I just basically said, if it's, the kids are basically, in the line of fire, they're casualties. So it's like I would take them out the scenario. If I had the means, I'll set them up with the aunt, uncle, or even me, if I have the means. But I would just take them out of that unstable, uncomfortable environment with my kid or whatever.
Got it. So, Shuby, what I threw at you, Shuby, was about your oldest, because I know you put them out. I remember when you did it. You know what I'm saying? And I would have did the shit too. In fact, I was wondering why it took you so long. I'm talking about a situation where it wouldn't cost you nothing to make sure that your grandbabies is okay. It wouldn't cost you nothing. It wouldn't cost you nothing. You can't. It's incalculable on what it would cost you to make sure that they got a roof over their head. And you telling me you wouldn't do it on the principle of, what are you saying? Because, mind you, you didn't raise them. See, I heard your story, Shuby, but I'm saying that you didn't raise these kids also. They never learned nothing from you. All of that. This is just a baby mama. This is a baby that you have from somebody else. You telling me you wouldn't do nothing even if it didn't cost you nothing?
So, Shan, you feel guilty because you didn't raise them? So you want to make it up?
Well, that's a factor as well.
Okay, I got you, man.
Okay, so
even though I grew up with both my parents.
So you trying to make up for lost time. That's why you doing this.
No, I grew up with both my parents, so I can't identify
I'm not
with
saying
that
you.
really.
I'm saying if you were acting like Dre. I grew up with both my parents too. I'm saying because Dre didn't spend time with his daughter, you want to make up for lost times. You feel obligated. That's what you're saying.
Well, based on Shuby's example of the fact that he put of his kids that's in his house that's not doing the shit that he taught them, and then they rebel, then that's a different scenario. I'm talking about somebody that's not even there and didn't get an opportunity to learn from you. They didn't get an opportunity to learn from you. Go ahead, shoot.
So, okay, if it was my seed and this is me knowing that I have a kid outside of whatever kids that I have now, right? It's me knowing.
Yeah,
right? Okay.
This is your oldest and firstborn and child, not a love child.
But I never had contact with her at all. I just know this is my daughter.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So so your seed is your seed. You're responsible for that, whether you spend time with the person or not. Now, if I was in that
only
scenario,
up until 18. Yeah, but go ahead.
Right. If I was in that scenario, well, that's hard for me to even imagine myself, but just saying someone else did that and they have this type of money. At least the least you can do is set them up with a trust fund or some type of.
He obligated.
He's not obligated. You said.
Nope.
No, he's not obligated to do that. But shoot,
well, no one, whether it's your seed or not, you're not obligated to do anything. If out of the kindness of your heart, you
let me ask this quick question because I think we've belabored the point that there is an obligation on one end, and then there is a not an obligation on another end. Money can definitely play a factor in a sense where if you have a lot, sometimes it doesn't mean anything, doesn't have the same value. But sometimes it could be the principle of the matter that makes you refuse to do for someone
exactly
regardless of the amount of money that you have. That's one fact. But before we do jump again on this particular topic, I know we had another hot topic that we wanted to dive into. We have been here, chiming on this one. And I just wanted to know, what is this next hot topic? Because I wanted to get to that so we can definitely also find someone who wants to ask us a question, because we definitely want to get back to that. So I think who had the second hot topic?
I got it right here. Thanks, Shu. We appreciate you coming up, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shu. Appreciate you for coming to Ask a Black Man. Anything, you welcome to come back at any time and pose a question.
So here is is Wes here? Where's Wes? Damn, we need Wes. So Daryl presented this question. Daryl looked up like, I did what?
Yeah, I think we didn't have a story to go with it. It was just a topic.
Yeah, it was just a topic. So this is where you asked earlier, like, do men set the tone for the relationship, or do they just
do they set the tone for a stable, successful relationship, or are we still trying to dig in the crates, going after that thing that women say that the only thing we out there looking for? That's the question that we ask the women. What are they experiencing nowadays? Are men really out looking for relationships, or are they just trying to smash and dash?
I don't think they're trying to smash and dash, but I also don't think, you do get to a point in your life where you are being more intentional. Looking for a relationship, I wouldn't go that far, but you do become more intentional in accepting a relationship. Like for me, when I became intentional, it wasn't that I was looking for a relationship. I wasn't running from it though. Like there was a point in my life where I was running from relationships. Like, nah, it's getting too deep. I'm gonna go this way, or I'm gonna self-sabotage. But I don't think I've ever looked for a relationship, because I've always been comfortable within myself. Like I've always known that I'm gonna be good and I'm gonna get whatever I need without a relationship. But I also got to a point where I've learned that consistency and substance means more than just random, situations all over the place. But I can only speak for myself and say I've never sought out a relationship, but I've been open and embraced the opportunity of one coming to fruition.
I would say men out here bargain shopping, to be honest. And what I mean by that is, just like when you move to a neighborhood and they got one grocery store on the block or one gas station on the block, you are, kind of forced to pay that price or pay whatever price that is. But now in this era that we live in, it's 10 on the block, it's 20 on the block. So I'm going from store to store. I'm trying to say, okay, what can I get the most value for the least effort from? That's what most men are doing, because they are taking a step back, looking at the situation. Okay, what is the incentive of me settling down? What is the incentive of me being in a relationship compared to what I'm getting as a single man dealing with these same women? Say if I got a roster of 5 right now, and one of them is super solid, whatever the case may be, but more times than not, I'm getting 98% of the benefit that I would get from her if we were married without even being exclusive with her. That's the situation that we in now.
Right.
So a lot of men are like, why be exclusive? Why settle down? I'm getting everything that I would get from you, or what I'm supposed to get from you. Back in the older days, you had to court and be exclusive and get married, and then that opened the floodgates to everything that you was gonna get. Now, shit, we getting that on 3-4 DMs and a happy hour date. So that's what I think men are doing. Men are bargain shopping these days.
So I agree that I don't know if I use the same term, but I would use it more of a fear of better options. You can have an amazing option, like you said, one that's super solid. But the thing is, some men are looking at it as, if I got one that's this solid, Maybe there's one that's got a fatter butt, that's got a fatter ass, that's got a, got more money, got a bigger house, that don't have less kids. And so because they think they may either miss out, fear of missing out, or fear of better options, that some have the tendency to say to themselves, you know what, I'm not going to hone in and settle in on this great one that I do have. And they cheapen themselves and cheapen their experience when they continue to look for what's better or what they may be missing out on. Because here's the thing, you can always buy a car, right? Let's say you buy a 2020 Maserati or 2021 Maserati. Guess what's going to happen around the summertime or late 2021? They're going to come out with the new model. And so there's always going to be a better model. There's always going to be one that gets a little better. But the thing is, you have to understand the character and the caliber of what you have so that you don't keep looking towards the future or what you might be missing out on. I actually was guilty of that when I first started dating. I started enjoying just the good one that I had. And I was like, yeah, this is good. But guess what? I bet you I can get something better. And this was 4.5 years ago when I first started dating. And then as I learned, I don't have to miss out, I started to hone in my skills. So that's where I was. I seen it happen. And although I'm not a certified dating coach or relationship coach, people ask me all the time, how are you a relationship coach and you're still single? And my answer is, I'm dating the same women y'all dating. They treat me similarly that they, the way that men treat them because they have more access as well.
Chris, let me ask you this. So what's your end game at 41, almost 42?
41, almost 42. My end game is to end in a relationship and be married, be happy. Mostly, well, let me not say this. Let me rephrase.
Go slow.
My ultimate position is to be happy with myself, to make sure that I am at the peak of whatever I want to be at, and I'm doing as well as I could be, right? Where I want to be ultimately. I also want to have as a byproduct of that, someone that I can enjoy my life with, that we have tons of fun, we get along extremely well. That person will be my wife. You can worship together, we can pray together, we can spend money together, we can make money together. That's, as a byproduct of my life being great, I want somebody I can enjoy that with. Because here's the thing, and I'm not sure who first said it, I refuse to start treating a woman better than they're treating themselves. So if they don't take themselves out on dates, if they don't, buy themselves shoes, if they don't do things for themselves, then, they don't have a great life, then they don't deserve me.
My short answer is this: it's all relative. It's all based on everyone's preferences. Chris, you're how old?
41. Almost 40.
I'm 40. Trill, you're 31.
Right.
Shahid, Shannon, 49. Daryl,
53.
King,
40.
41.
Robert,
37.
Jamal,
34.
Wes, who's here but not here. So it's just like we're all at different points in our lives. We all have our different preferences. Like me, I'm ready to settle down. I just want somebody to share my life with, things like that. So it's just like, yeah, I know there's lots of fruits out there available to me and things like that, but it's like I choose not to go down that path because the path of less resistance tends to be also chaotic and full of toxicity. I know you don't like that word, Shan. It's overused. But yeah, so it's just like I choose not to go that path. I like a simple life. My life is simple. It's complex. I'm private. I don't go like posting a lot of stuff, my private life out there. I don't do anything to attract attention. So for me, being simplistic, out of the public eye, and finding my queen, which I have found, is how I go about it. But everybody has their different preferences. So some people out here still playing the game. So it's just, that's why I said it's all relative.
I would say though, men set the tone, but the woman that he's
Thank you, Jamal. I forgot to answer.
Yeah. So men set the tone, but the woman that he's dating determines the direction of where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
right?
And
So
thank you.
we can't exclude what the woman is doing, like, because I can set the tone and want to be in a relationship and want to get married to you, but you could do something that makes time to take a detour, drop you off here, and go
That's a
elsewhere.
fact.
So we gotta acknowledge both parts. Like, yeah, you can have men set the tone, but just like men can talk themselves out of pussy, you can talk yourself out of a relationship. And
Wait, hold on.
Everybody says that.
Hold on. Say that so everybody in the back can hear that. Say that one more time.
Just like men can talk themselves out of pussy, and y'all ladies, y'all know niggas, y'all was gonna give it up to, and then he said something stupid and messed it up. There are women that talk themselves out of relationships. It is what it is.
That's a fact.
That's pretty much.
I was waiting for that sound, Trill.
So I'm gonna share from a man that was once married and been out here on his range like a maverick. And I'm gonna tell you, it's some good times and there's some bad times to be had out here. But at the same time, I really desire relationships. So I'm really gonna set the tone with any woman that I meet. That doesn't mean that the woman is going to buy into what I'm selling. But I can tell you right now, for those of you on the panel that are married or trying, close to getting married, it could be a beautiful thing if you just like jumping from woman to woman to woman, but it's also a beautiful thing to have that thing that you could come home to every day and build with and carry that love all the way through. So that's my tone. I posed the question, but my tone has always been the same. And maybe I'll be 63 still trying to find it. You understand what I'm saying? But I've seen the bad side of it. And I'm gonna tell you, man, this dating game out here, this hookup kind of world, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
So Daryl, I set the tone, right? But very much like Jamal said, a lot of women fuck it up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm telling you, a lot of them. Like, if you give me everything I want and hold no resistance, okay, I'm good on that. If you check me too hard and you think you're very masculine, right, and you can match my masculine energy, you're gone. Like, some women think that like their money matters to men. Bye. I mean, I literally, every woman that you can ask, my closest friend, I can name probably 5 women who I've taken seriously and I set the tone with. But just because I set the tone and I'm driving the car, sometimes women get real dumb and they grab the steering wheel and they like, I'm gonna turn the car. I'm like, what are you doing? Things were going okay, right? Things are going in a good direction. Like, what are you doing grabbing the wheel? I mean, I'm ready for that little magic. Where's that magic sound, Trill? Like, God, leave it. Like, they just, they're like, it's like they get lost. It's like, what are you doing? Like, so I do decide this, I am very intentional in direction that I want to be in. Ultimately, yeah, I want to be married. But if you can't, I don't know. I'm gonna shut up because it gets exhausting, it gets frustrating. I'm like, I understand, real quick, I understand you, Colin, you want to live the simple life, you want to have one person, but for me, and I don't have thousands of women coming at me all the time, but I've had enough where I've interacted with, I've swiped on, I've tried to connect with. It can get really exhausting and frustrating after a while. And I have to sometimes just take a step back and be like, okay, let me just do me, because the rest of these, they don't know how to act right. So go ahead, Robert. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Colin and with Jamal and some of what you were saying, Chris. But for me, it's like Like because you said like if you give me everything I want without resistance, then that's a no-go. For me, I'm like, that doesn't bother me so much. But if you give me everything I want and you don't give me any sort of value, any sort of spark, anything that intrigues my mind, my love, or anything like that,
that's the resistance I'm talking about. That's the resistance I'm talking about.
That's not resistance.
So,
resistance is like, I ain't gonna put out until
What I
a
mean,
certain
Robert,
period.
let me clarify. What I mean is, if you get sex twice a day, she bring you food, she never questions whether you are right, wrong, or other. She takes everything you say and she doesn't try to make you a better person. That's like the tension, the resistance I'm talking about. Like, if she's not making me better, I'm good. I need some type of. I need something.
Sometimes that better is confirming with dialogue things that you are, because maybe you're right. Maybe
I can't be always right every time. I can't be. It's not
usually
possible.
right. I'm only wrong like once or twice a year. So
that's fine. But guess what? I know that now, mind you, I think I'm right all the time. But here's the thing, and this is my philosophy that I've had for relationships. I believe that husband and wife, as God intended, are one, right? Which means that your wife, or a woman that you want to seriously court and take very seriously, that you want to eventually marry, she is the voice that you don't have, because she's the other side of you that you're missing. That's why she came from your rib at your side. She is sometimes the emotion that you can't express, right? And so if she doesn't if every time you say, hey, this is what we're going to do, and she never says, no, honey, I don't think we need to do that because here are the details that you're missing, or she doesn't add I'm good. Like, you have to help me see what I can't see. That's the type of resistance or tension that I need in a relationship to make me a better person, because I need to elevate. I can't just stay at the same place. So that's what I'm saying. Go ahead, Robert.
I'm not going front, Robert. I agree with Colin. We all in different phases of our lives, and we all want different things. But I gotta stick with my brother Daryl, and because he's saying something very important, and what I think Robert is saying too. I don't care how amazing Robert and Daryl is, and they set the tone. It's really not no qualified woman out there to help take that tone and manifest it, from what I'm hearing. Because you got Daryl and Robert, and they're amazing men. Why aren't there women that complement the tone that they set?
You know why? You know what I think? You know what I think it is? It's too many women that hide behind their accomplishments, and this is just my perspective. They hide behind their accomplishments, but won't let their feminine energy step in front of their accomplishments.
In a nutshell, it's not your soulmate. It's not.
It's you just ain't ran into. To me, I believe in it. I believe that there are. I believe I've experienced some recently, and I believe that a lot of times, sometimes it's just the logistics of it all that causes the connection not to fully mature. I don't believe that there's no qualified woman. I believe that we are just not picky enough. Like, we don't take our time enough to actually find the right one, and we intertwine with somebody who's not quite right. And then that's where it goes astray. And then we get on to talking about all women this, all men that.
There's a right woman out there for each one of y'all. Seriously, there's a right woman for. There's a right woman out there for every single person, but like Robert said, it's about
Jamal looking like man. This is some cap.
It's a right woman. It's a right woman out there that'll compliment every single guy on this stage. But it's just that.
Let me just make sure you're saying
I agree with that. I agree with that, Colin.
You're saying RIGHT?
Huh? Yes, RIGHT. Okay. Yeah, there's a white woman for each guy.
He thought you were saying a white woman. There's a white woman for each of you.
Not white. No.
So y'all thought I was tripping, right?
There's the Ivory Queen.
Right? Yeah, I did. I thought he said it too. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm like, wait, am I hearing what he's saying?
Yeah, leave my white concubine for all of y'all.
My white get a
white woman for you.
My white woman.
And a white woman for you.
You get a white woman.
You don't need reparations. Your reparations is a white woman.
But that's a good question, though. That's why I like Colin. That's a good question. Daryl, that's a question for you. What if the perfect woman for you is a white woman?
He spelled it.
Listen, King, to be honest, it's not my preferable situation.
Very lightly.
But you gotta find love where it is. That's not what I'm looking for. But if that's where I find love, then I'm gonna have to accept it. That doesn't mean that that's what I want, but what I desire is a beautiful black woman. But I probably pushed about 5, 6, maybe 10 of them away. Maybe in my younger years, in my 30s, I wasn't even dating. I didn't even date. I started dating until I was 39 again. I really had to discover who the man I was.
Right.
I did some introspection.
Right.
Yes, right.
I got
on the right track.
I got back out here and like 10, 13 years passed and the whole game has flipped, man. Women are shooting donuts in the dating game. They spinning wheels and all that, man. They driving muscle cars compared to the pace that I was moving at. And they was like, yo, you moving too slow. And I'm like, I ain't in the game like I used to be. I got to get myself back up to speed. So now
you're trying to avoid being washed up.
Yeah, that word, washed up. That's what they use. It wasn't. That's a term that sports players use when they over the hill. Yeah. Every single man that's in sports will get washed up.
Right.
Very rarely.
Trigger alert.
Take LeBron is on his way.
It ain't gonna be no trigger alert. It's never a trigger alert when it ain't on them.
Right.
So Jamal, would you if the perfect woman for you was white, would you do that?
It couldn't be, but hypothetically, look, if I got to dilute Master's gene pool, then we just go and dilute his gene pool, and we go get him out of here. Like it's gonna be Doctor's always left. We get him out of here. I got all the dishes.
Not Master's gene pool.
Gene pool diluted. It's gone.
Good. I can't do it. Like the way my spirit is aligned, it's damn near impossible for me to fall in love with a white girl.
Wes.
Yo.
OG. What is it?
Fine beauty and everybody.
Wes had,
we already know what Wes answered.
Wes had white women falling out on the stage. So we already know.
Yeah, next.
What Shan?
Yo.
Would you marry a white woman?
Okay, so
is that a
delay,
he said
marry.
Is that a delay?
Oh, that's different.
Whoa.
No, I'm gonna leave her a single baby mama. That's what I'm gonna do.
So you gotta ask everybody again, because the question is, are you asking us, King, will we marry a white woman?
Would you marry? I mean, don't you want to marry your soulmate? So if a white woman's your soulmate, wouldn't you marry her?
I'm bad at determining soulmates. Remember, I'm twice divorced. I thought I had my soulmates 2 times before. The thing is, I've never even had sex with a white woman. I've never been with a white woman like that. Not that I won't, though. I think I want to have sex with a white woman, but I've never had it in my past.
Brother. Listening. I got you covered, brother.
Well, see, let me ask Colin, because Colin, I know you take it already. You have somebody already. But if she was white, would you still consider her the way you consider her?
That definitely, that's a great question, King. Because your soulmate is your soulmate.
Right.
But, at the same time.
And I don't want to disrespect your relationship. Just letting you know that. I'm not disrespecting your relationship.
Yeah. It's a hypothetical preference. This is a hypothetical question that I'm just answering. Right. All right. Because I know she's watching. But yeah, that just go. Damn, King, that's a tough question. Because it's just like the soulmate. Because like I want black queens. That's my preference. Because I know the importance of. Yeah, go ahead.
Me jump
Colin,
in here.
let me help you, Colin. Let me help Colin for a minute.
Okay.
So the queen that you have, Colin, the queen that you have,
yes.
If you wrapped her in any other I'm Colin's manager right now. If you wrapped her in any sort of wrapping, no matter what shade it is, the essence of her is so beautiful and pure that he has no choice but to choose it, regardless of how it came, how many limbs that
Disagree, Colin.
soul came in. That's what Colin.
So that magic
That's
is
funny.
serious.
Well said. Well said.
Chris,
Huh?
what say you?
What?
a
Yeah,
white
that's
woman.
that, but we talking about the would you marry a white woman?
Oh,
Set the tone, brother. Set the tone.
Set the tone.
Just say the screen froze. Just say the
so I'm gonna tell you this, and this is kind of wild. So, quick backstory. My grandmother has 4 kids, 3 daughters and 1 son, and my uncle came home with this lady named Sharon. Sharon is like 6'4".
Sharon or Karen?
Sharon. And Sharon is definitely white. And he was like, "This is your
aunt." You don't want to
aunt."
answer the question. He be trying to deflect.
Yeah.
This is your
See how his eyes got bugged. His eyes are like this.
We don't want to hear no movie.
So no.
Listen,
Listen, so
would you marry my grandma
Yes or
said.
no, Chris? Yes or no?
no. So I gotta get a backstory. So I never knew as a kid that interracial relationships was a thing, right? Like I just never did. Like I always thought, black go with black and white go with white as like a 13-year-old. But when I was introduced to it, I was like, wow. Now, mind you, my uncle is, well into his, I guess, 70s now. And it's been at least 30 years almost. Maybe let's just call it 25, right? That they've been married and together. And they're happy, and she takes care of my.
Hey, Chris, let's try this. Let's
I'm
try
rapping it, right?
Let's try this with my
Yes
answer
or no,
is.
Chris? Yes.
Let's try with
My answer is. My answer is.
Robert.
My
Answer the
preference.
question.
No.
There we
I
go.
don't know. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it.
Is there an option to like drag her through the mud and like take her through the ringer and then not marry her for the ancestors? Can we do that? That would be my option. That would be what I would do.
Yo, that's crazy, Jamal.
I would do that.
That's crazy.
I would do that.
Yo,
Ultimately, the
love
culture is
does
too
not
important.
trump
Ultimately, the culture is important to me, so it'd have to be a melanated queen.
Yeah. So yeah,
I don't. No, Colin. I don't agree with that because you and your lady have a real connection, and I think it transcends the physical makeup. To be honest with you.
You could transcend physical makeup with a white woman.
No. I'm saying his relationship with his girlfriend transcends.
I got what you said, King.
Right.
But you can still transcend physical. You could transcend all of that. I am saying that's not my preference.
Right.
However, if that's where I find love, I ain't going looking for it. But if I find love at that particular junction, that's what I'm gonna get.
So how come nobody asked Anthony?
Because they know my answer.
Because he's married.
What you mean? They know my answer.
He's like, he's married.
First of all, his name is Trill on his birth certificate.
Facts.
Right.
We don't know.
I want to ask Steve and Robert.
Yeah, man. I would like to believe that I would, but anytime I close my eyes and I imagine myself down an aisle, it's always with a black woman. So my preference is definitely black, and I just can't imagine. I can't imagine someone intriguing me enough, or me allowing myself to be intrigued enough for that to actually fall through.
Let me just put my foot down like this, man, for real. If I looked at the color spectrum, I'm going any other shade than that. I'm going dark. I'm going from light to dark, but I'm not going white.
All right.
That's my preference.
Right.
I mean,
Let me say this.
I've tried it. Like I've done the research.
Hold on, Robert.
I've done the research. I hit the whole spectrum, right? And I was never intrigued enough to be like, you know what, I want to make this a serious type relationship.
Let me say this. We are not racist. We're literally just sharing
We can't be racist.
We're sharing our preference on what we would like to have, because that's what typically works better for us, right? Just because we say no, it doesn't mean that we are saying that, Caucasian or white people are bad, or, it's just that I have not had the privilege of, honestly, of a white woman approaching me, or approaching a white woman and having a conversation long enough that I would say, you know what, I could make her my wife.
So then why would you say no? But you answered with an unequivocal
because
no.
Here's why I would say no, right? I would say no because I experienced, if it hasn't happened to this point, right? It's typically his best teacher, right? If it hasn't happened to this point, it like Daryl said, I'm not close to it, right? Because I was introduced to it as a kid. But my focus, because I know where I get the best support, I know where I get the most, the type of love that I actually feel I need, right? And I feel like in my own community there is an understanding of me as an African American man. As a black man, I'm much more understood by somebody that comes from my culture, right? That's taught the same things from the generational history. Like, I'm not eating pumpkin pie. It's just happening, right? We're not putting raisins in the potato salad.
What?
That's happening. There's just certain things culturally. We're playing spades. We're doing the electric slide, right? There's certain things culturally that I know that a black woman already comes equipped with that I don't have to teach. And I'm 42 this year, and I had a conversation with my ex about teaching a woman how to be the woman I need to be. 32 years of culture I gotta put in.
Chris,
the other thing though,
Chris though, because Chris said, I'm sorry, my bad.
No, but my thing is, like, I get why you said the disclaimer, Chris, but why do we even have to preface that? Like, every other ethnicity can say, I only want to date my ethnicity. It's
right.
Cool. Yeah. Why can't we just say, hey, I want my woman to be black, deal with it?
That's it.
And that be it. Like,
I think we can.
Like, if it's not racist when they do it, it shouldn't be racist when we do it. Like,
yeah, no, but we can't be racist because we're not in a position of power. We can be prejudiced, but not racist. But that's a different subject matter. But what I can say though, a little pushback to Chris. Chris, based on your description, then you could talk to a black woman that wasn't born in America then.
So possibly no, because
you based on your description, because you said I don't want to.
Because there's a lot that I have to teach, right? I'm not saying I'm against it, right? But I'm just.
But you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I'm at the point, King, where I don't want to teach a whole lot right now.
Right. Okay.
So if these are the two choices, I have to teach you how to be the woman that I need, and you already come equipped with what I need. I'm gonna choose this one, the one that's already equipped.
Shared experiences.
Chris,
I'm gonna say this.
This is one statement real fast. Hey, Chris, man, teaching a white woman the electric slide is easy, man. It ain't nothing but the boot, scoot, and boogie. It's the same thing.
That's so funny.
Can you teach her how? Listen, can you teach her how to slam the spades card down with profundity? You see, Trill got the same motion. Like,
so they stole the electric slide too.
Do it, but it's gonna look funny.
Teach that.
But
then you can't teach when you got the big joker, and they went 10, and you got the big joker in your hand, and you got that bitch, and you slapping on your forehead. You can't teach that.
Or make the cards bounce up off the table.
Exactly. Yo, Steve. So what you think? What you think, Steve?
Yeah, it ain't really no thought process I need to take. It's a no. It's a strong.
Okay.
I don't need a front story or back story. It's a no.
Okay, I feel what Shan was coming from when he said to Chris, "Yo, how could you say that you don't like it when you never experienced it? Because you said black women give you the best support, but you never had a support from a white woman on a romantic level."
That's true. That's true. And so here's the thing.
But then you also know, Chris, because you about to give a whole nother story. You about to tell us about your grandparents.
So I went to a school that was like 50-50, 50% white, 50% black, and that was like my experience. Then I went to a all black school. So that's just been what I've been around. So and I tell my kids all the time, how do you know you don't like something if you never had it? I don't know, but I can tell you what I prefer based on what my current experience is.
Hey,
I'm basing it from.
Hey,
you don't need to step in front of a, you don't need to step in front of a bus to know that it can kill you.
Them white women about to slide in your DMs
You
now.
don't need to step in
No,
front
they're
of a
not.
bus. You don't need to step in front of a bus to know that it can kill you.
Right.
What I'm saying is though, one of the women's posed this question: whatever happened to blind love?
Oh.
Huh?
Oh.
Love is not
I'm
blind.
sorry. I'm sorry.
What y'all oohing for?
What is that? This ain't no TV show. What are we
I
doing?
have to go ooh because I'm trying to keep it
What are we
spicy.
doing?
Ooh.
What are we doing? No, that don't exist.
Hey, come on.
I gotta see it.
Yeah,
No, I'm not Ray
We
Charles.
having good conversations, but whenever I see you, if you're not aesthetically
King be
pleasing to me,
funny though. King be
I'm not Stevie Wonder. No.
Yeah, love
He
not
put a
blind
wrist like
or
that.
unconditional.
No.
You
That
ain't
shit
grabbing
No,
the wrist,
that's a good
Jamal.
question.
You ain't grabbing the wrist.
Let me ask
No. I'm grabbing the wrist when I see it. No. What are we doing?
grabbing the wrist.
You know, let me ask you a question. It's funny because I was talking to somebody a few days ago, and they said to me that the reason why women lose their man is because they become bigger than they were when they met them. Is that true? Because he said men are visual creatures. Men are visual creatures.
Oh, like bigger.
More
Yeah,
cushion.
so they get the person like they marry you one way or they meet you one way and then you get bigger and then you realize why the relationship went down.
More cushion for the pushing.
So more often than not, that's not a factor. More often than not, that's not a factor. But there are some guys that because you're there every day, you see it happening. You're growing with them, and so when you see something, you don't even notice it half the time. But there are some people that are going to be like, "Hey, babe, you was like 110 when I met you. You up to 160."
Yeah, men leave they women. It's more times than not. It's not for weight. It's because she started slacking on her production, or she stopped giving us that feel when we walk in the room. You know what I'm saying? It's a certain pizzazz. It's a certain that you used to have when you first got with her. And now weight may play a small role, but I wouldn't say that. It would be like sex frequency. It would be like, the man starting to feel like I'm doing more to keep this relationship going than you are. You got lazy. You done got complacent. You're not cooking as much as you used to. You're not cleaning as much as you used to. But Sharon around the corner, she willing to do all that, and the grass looks greener. So I would say that's why most relationships end. I don't think weight plays that big of a role.
The reason why most of the women are gaining weight because they putting raisins in their potato salad.
That can change though, because that can be whenever you pull up to the driveway and you got to go in the house. He's like, damn, my mama going there and deal with this shit.
Let me get the touch question to Colin now. So Colin, real talk, are you into fitness? If your soulmate gained weight, would you look at her differently?
So we do talk. I do talk about that and everything. Because she actually does go to the gym with me virtually because I'm always on video call when I'm actually doing my workouts, and I'm always telling her about that. So it's just kind of like me kind of setting the precedence of what she can expect. Because like, baby, I can't wait till you're in the gym with me, and she's just like, all right, yeah, let's do it. And I'm always challenging her with different
so you don't
things.
tolerate that.
So right. So one thing I like about her is that she's open to everything. So as I mentioned things like, hey, do some push-ups, she'll literally do it. She'll like, but she'll get down and do them. Take a cold shower. Ooh, that's too cold, but I'm gonna do it because you said it helps your oxygen blood flow. It helps increase your mood. So she tries everything. So it's like me already setting the tone of, hey, this is what you can expect. Once this is solidify, once I put a ring on it, like I'm expecting you to be in the gym with me and all that. And that's how she talks too. She's just like, I got to keep looking good for my daddy. So it's hard.
That's part of validating that soulmate.
Shan, bring one of them women up in here.
That's part of validating that soulmate.
I got it. We want to welcome, let me see, Jersey Girl Conversation.
You're on mute.
Shan, is she muted?
Hello?
Oh, there we go.
Jersey Girl.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you fine.
Yeah. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, so we get the ceiling?
Wait. I don't know what's going on. Hold on.
Pick up your phone. It's sitting on the table. We're
Wait, are
looking
you
at the
guys
seat.
talking to Sanasha or someone else?
No, we're talking
Jersey
to Jersey
girl.
girl.
He's talking to
Not
me, every Jersey
Oh.
girl.
Sanasha, you in the green room. We're gonna bring you up after.
So you want me to ask a question?
That's a nice ceiling, though.
Hey, Jersey.
Oh, thank you. How you guys doing?
We're
All
doing
right, how you doing?
fantastic. Welcome to Ask a Black Man.
Pretty good.
What question did you have for us tonight?
I heard you guys talking about, your preference of either, well, mainly just black female. So, and then I saw that there were some questions in regards to, one of the young ladies. I don't believe that she is melanated. So I guess she kind of wanted to kind of shoot her shot in regards to, do you guys feel that way only about white women, or would you give other women of other nationalities an opportunity as well?
Is it a
Oh,
white
good
only
question.
thing, or is it any other race don't got a chance? Black women only. How y'all feel? I never really
think that
answered the
might
question.
be her question, like any other. I think that may be her question, like, does any other woman of any other nationality other than white have an opportunity that you guys would actually consider dating?
Let me put it
Hispanic,
this way.
Indian.
I'm open to learning different languages. So, most
You are
of the women-
funny. You are funny, Daryl. You are funny.
Most of the women that find interest in me or I'm interested in, they can dibble and dabble in different languages. So I'll entertain.
Me personally, I'm so happy that I'm part of Black diaspora because it's Black in every country for the most part, majority of the countries. And I date any woman that acknowledges that the Black man is God. I don't care if you white, if you Latin or Asian. If you can acknowledge that the Black man is God, I'm for you. If you can't acknowledge that, then I'm not dealing. So if you're a white woman, you say you're the Black man's God, you're on my team. If you're a Latin woman, you say the Black man's God, you're on my team. If you're an Asian woman that says the Black man is God, you on my team. That's once you acknowledge that, you made your oath. I'm good. Don't laugh, Jamal. You're on the same side. You know that.
So do you ask them that thing, or that's just something you kind of just like feel? You ask women that? I'm just curious.
I always ask them. Like I ask you guys, anybody do, like who I always ask who you worship. And I said, a word, that's who you worship. What do you think about the Black man?
What's some of the answers you've gotten?
I mean, anybody, I'm still dealing with all of them. They know the Black man's God. Nobody asked them a question like that before. And when I say the Black man's God, I'm saying worship me like Allah or worship me like whatever. But there's no that we're originators. We're the architects, right? Just know that. Just know everything springs forth from us, right? And once you know that and you could acknowledge that, and you could submit to that one knowledge base that I have, then we cool. If you can't submit to that, then it's an issue. And if you submit to that, I'm the Black man's God, then you know how important the Black woman is because I come from her, right? So don't think that you with me and I think less of them. You with me because you with me because you want to be a part of that greatness. You want to make sure your children have that lineage. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. So if you can subscribe to the fact that the Black man is God, I don't care what race you are.
Down with the swirl. Hey.
So I never really answered the question, but that's a great point that you make, King. I get where you're coming from, and for me, because I've had relationships with women of a lot of different races from a lot of different countries, a few different countries, and including white women. And so, what happened for me during this the summer of 2020, it showed me. I mean, I have a lot of white friends, people I consider friends, and I saw some people stand up. But I saw more than stand up. I saw so many of them cower and kind of reveal where their loyalties really lied at the end of the day, and where we, prior to that, I saw common ground with a lot of women. Matter of fact, there's a beautiful white woman that would make all of us turn our heads twice. that I was incredibly good friends with, and once after 2020, I just saw it was like the Red Sea parted, and I saw how vastly far from one another we actually were. So,
Jersey girl, mute your mic for us real quick. Jersey girl, mute your mic. It's giving us feedback. Thank you, love.
Go ahead, so basically, with that, now I'll land here. You know, with seeing how sometimes you have to go through something. There needs to be an obstacle, even with, regardless of the race, even with the Black woman in a relationship. We can have great fun times and during dating and courtship and the whole nine, but it's not until you go through some trials and some obstacles that you get to realize and see what a person is made of and what's at the core of them. And so in that regard, I got to see just how vastly different we were. And so I think for myself, at least, that it's hard now to, I get approached by women of all races, and I'll entertain anyone who's matching my mindset and my who has empathy and who's intelligent and intellectual and humorous, but I would have to really be convinced that someone outside of a Black woman would really have my best interest at heart. Now, I will say this, and this might start a fire, but there are some, specifically even white women, who are far more woke, far more in tune with your experience than some Black women. And that's a fact. Look, Shaheed about to rub his face off.
Boy, it's about to,
you got Shaheed mad right now. Oh boy,
you got to light a fire in this joint.
What if they like to mud wrestle though, Wes?
Exactly. So the first thing is there are far many more. Let me stop.
Yeah, what I will say is this: I don't know if I subscribe to what Wes just said. More power and blessings to you, my king.
Well, let me ask you this, Steve. Before you go on, I do want you to go on. Before you go on, though, it's not about subscribe to it. Here's the thing.
Okay.
Is it true, though? And all it has to do is be true one time. I'm not talking about generally speaking. Of course not. Generally speaking, Black women, someone who knows my experience, who knows my trials and tribulations, are going to be the best fit for me journeying through this world that we're in. However, though, is it not true that whether we know someone or we've seen someone of another race, specifically white, who has stood up and said even unapologetically more than we've seen, not the average Black woman, but we've certainly, okay, I'm gonna end it. Like, I'm gonna say it like this here.
Rachel Dolezal.
I can't even think of Jane Elliott.
Say it with your chest, Wes. Say it with your chest.
Jane
Elliott. You are funny, Steve. Yo, chill.
Jane Elliott. And
say it with your chest out, bro.
What's the chick name? Candace, I can't think. Candace Owens, is it? Jane Elliott and Candace Owens. Granted, Jane Elliott is an older woman, right? Candace is young and kind of hot from a physical standpoint, maybe. But physical apart, who is more in line with us on the stage? Jane Elliott or Candace Owens? And that's my point.
Candace Owens doesn't identify as Black. She's on some other stratosphere of consciousness.
So that's my point.
To answer your question, Jane Elliott is definitely putting it down for the woke consciousness.
But that's what I said. There's even Black women that don't subscribe to my ideology that the Black man's God. And if you don't have that ideology, then I really can't deal with you on that level. You feel me? So there's Black women that don't subscribe to that, whether they be conditioned not to or whatever. But I can't be around that.
So Steve, go ahead, Steve, please.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I've dated women outside of my race in the past. I've had relationships as well as relations. But moving forward, I just prefer to be with Black women. And that's just all there is to it. I've dated women that are mixed, Puerto Rican and Black, but I've never just dated specifically a woman that had no Black in her at all.
Until you got there.
I was about to say.
No, to the point that because I've dated, like I said, I've been around the spectrum. White women, they will support you, but like Chris is saying, is more often than not, their support doesn't identify with you. They might support your dreams, your goals, and all that, but when it comes to, we see the empathy that we see whenever one of us gets hurt by the police, or whenever there's some form of injustice, the way we feel about it, the way we internalize it, you literally can't empathize with it to that same level, because you don't have a reference. Your reference is different than our reference. However, when it comes down to white people, they'll empathize more with a man that didn't get a job because the corporate office needed affirmative action. They needed their black person, so a white guy didn't get the job. They'll feel that. They'll understand that, but they won't understand that we don't like being shot just randomly. Like, we don't like the things that happen in our community. We don't. They won't understand that.
How often
that
are you beat by the police?
We can look at Chicago, and we can be way more upset about the murder rate, the crime in Chicago, the crime in Baltimore, the crime anywhere. We can be upset and hurt. They don't understand it the same way we understand it. They're like, well, why aren't you guys as a community doing something? There's a lot of things being done.
I don't think they don't understand. I just think that I'm gonna just say it. I don't think that they care. It's not that they don't understand. They understand it. It's one thing to understand. It's nothing to care. I think those are two totally different things.
Yeah,
their history
and having
will not
some
allow
skin
them
in
to
the game.
empathize.
I just want to
Exactly.
toss. I just want to.
Exactly.
I just want to toss this in the frame.
I mean, but the thing is, no matter how woke she is, like, she could be the most woke white woman, like popping Adderalls, all that. She could be the most woke white woman ever. Her experience will never match the experience that we have as black people. Her experience will never be the same. It doesn't matter how many times she marches. It doesn't matter what she does, like in terms of protest or whatever. Her experience will never be the same experience that we go through. And there's no escape from that. So we're not measuring, oh, do I want to be with her on how woke she is? Like, that's great. Right. We need your support. That's cool. But at the end of the day, you still have a privilege that we don't have. You can be the damsel in distress and you can get whatever you want. We can't do that. So I get what you're saying, was she could be woke and every black woman, cool. But I mean, I've been there, done that. My answer is no.
So here's my point though, Jamal. So you and to what some of the other brothers were sharing, it's all about, because everybody's experience is different, and so it's all about whether or not they've got skin in the game, for instance. And so what came to my mind as you guys were talking was, there's a friend of mine, and she's a white woman, but she has 2 black sons. So now she's got skin in the game. She has a reason to care. To Steve's point, does that put her on par with the experience of a black woman? Absolutely not. But what I can say, and what we can say, just if we just think about Candace Owens, it gives her more skin in the game, or more she's able to provide more support than a Candace Owens. And this is the funny thing: if we look across some of our celebrities, it's funny how a lot of sometimes in some cases, some of the males who are out there in the world, and maybe even females who are out there in the world, and when I say celebrity, I mean whether it's in politics, entertainment, whatever, some of the most outspoken people actually have someone of another color or race, maybe even white, at home backing them. And one thing that we always talk about, not in this conversation, but we talk about, to your point, Jamal, about, well, you said, well, you're not betting the woman, or you're not being with the woman because of her wokeness. Well, none of us are. We're not even being with the black women because of their wokeness. We're being with them because of whether or not they're able to be feminine, whether or not they're able to be supportive, whether or not they have the same mindset that we have, whether or not they have the same passions. So from that perspective, it is very possible for someone who's not of our race to bring all of those things to the table and be woke while still not a black woman. And it's still, and this is not me advocating for anybody. This is not even my own this isn't necessarily how I move, but this is just a fact of life, which kind of guides me, so to speak, as I move into spaces or as I meet people. It makes me pause before I'm so quick to throw someone away, especially because they're not black, if we're talking about romantically speaking.
You know what, Wes, I would add to this? Some of the baddest red bones, high yellow, whatever you want to call them, they come from mixed lineage. Yeah. And they might take offense to some of us saying, I wouldn't date a white woman or whatever the case may be. And perhaps their mom was white. I get it. I get where you're going at with that.
Wow.
I mean, be offended.
That's why the safest thing is what I said. Do you subscribe with the fact that the black man is God? And if you can subscribe to that, then we can move forward. Because that's just an ideology. It has nothing to do with race and color. It's just, do you uphold, like, a white woman that has 2 black sons? She subscribes to the holiness of those 2 black men. And so she subscribes to that. I hope she does.
Absolutely. Yep.
See, I look at it from a perspective of relatability, to be honest.
Yeah, what you said, Shahi? So you going to, I'm waiting for you to get started. It's your turn. We wait for you to get started. What's up? Talk to me.
I don't think that's always true. Just because she have black children, that don't mean she's subscribed to anything.
Right. It's not always.
Okay, that's why I asked the question. I said, I will hope she does. I said, I will hope she does. But you're holding back, Shahid. I would like to hear what you have to say, because you've been holding back.
For me, it's just like, for me, when it's not a shortage of black women for me. And I got range when I date. You know what I mean? Like, I could go back to the hood and fall in love with the chick from the hood. I can go, and tap into my corporate side and fall in love with the Sadidi corporate America black woman. I can go, you know what I mean, and find that middle ground and fall in love with the spiritual, type of black woman. I could fall in love with the black cowgirl. I got range, that my range is wide when it comes to black women. So, like, where I fall in that spectrum, I'm gonna fall, but I'm gonna fall in the lap of a black woman. So, like, it's never gonna be for me an opportunity to where it's a shortage of black women for me, and I have to just leave that. I have to leave. You know what I mean?
So do you consider Latin women black?
Do I consider Latin women black?
Latin women black.
There are some black Latin women, yes.
Okay, do you consider? Would you marry a black Asian?
Probably. For me, it's about identity. Like, how well do you identify with me?
Right.
How well can you identify with my children? So
right.
For me, I'm always going to prioritize, like, even when it comes to like I said, the high class Sadidi black chick, I'm considering that. Right. Even though you black, you know what I mean? You still identify with black, but how do you identify with me and where I come from and where I want to be rooted at?
So does she have to subscribe to you as the black man is God?
I mean, I don't take it as like you, like.
How am I taking it? I said there's only one God. I didn't say I'm God. I'm saying, does she have to subscribe to you like the black man's God?
Not necessarily. Like, I mean, that's how I'm not really picking up what you're putting down when you say that. But for me,
let's Trill,
like black is superior versus, you know what I mean? Like, we started. Life started with.
We don't even like. So when you say superior, you're including everyone else.
Like, I didn't say superior. I said we're the originators.
Right.
That's the word he used. I'm sorry, he used originator.
Right. So for me, you just have to be tapped into who you are, because we don't see outside of ourselves. And it's
right.
So for me, it's just like, as long as we don't see outside of ourselves, we good.
Trill.
That's a smooth way. So he subscribes to that.
So hold on. So Trill wanted to jump in, please. Let's hear from Trill.
Basically what I was gonna say is, man, it's all about relatability to me, and I put it in very, very simple terms. It's just like when you're sitting down watching a game, football game. You married to a woman that ain't really into sports like that. She can support you. She can bring you chips. She can pat you on the back. Team lose. Oh, baby, it's just a game. It's gonna be okay. But she don't really get it. You know what I'm saying? Compared to if you sitting there with your homeboy and y'all rooting for the same team and y'all done play ball together, like it's a different kind of grasp. It's a different kind of relatability. Y'all can sit in silence and support each other because y'all both going through the same thing. So that's how I look at relationships. You know what I'm saying? And another thing that we're not factoring in is you're not just marrying that woman, you marrying her family. And that's what's not being talked about enough. She may be the wokest white woman in the world. Then you go around her daddy or her mama or sisters or cousins, and you don't get that same energy. But when you marry somebody, you're marrying their family as well.
Get
whether
out.
you want to admit it or not.
Them
So,
family
yeah, people
reunions
gotta
be
consider
something
that.
completely different.
And we don't, and Trill, I'm glad you said that. We don't talk about that, at least our group. We always talk about the individuals getting together. And I think that's an Americanized way. That has nothing to do with traditional marriage. When you could love somebody, but you won't marry them because you don't want to deal with that family that comes with that person. Right? That's what marriage is unification. Like I won't marry somebody because if I see how your family handles things, I'm not marrying. I refuse to. I'm not going to be like, oh, I love conquers all. That's the biggest mistake you could make when you think your true love could conquer the discrepancies or the toxicity from a family unit. That's just me. How do y'all feel about that, brothers?
Well, I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. You can meet the most wonderful woman ever and still marry into dysfunction. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can marry into dysfunction and the family could hate you to all hell, but you could be the greatest guy for her. You can marry into dysfunction, whether you white, black, whatever ethnicity that you identify with. All I'm saying is what Shahid said was pertinent. As long as the person doesn't lose their identity in me, but still identifies with me, I'm down for that. My preference is to marry someone of color. But again, since I'm the man, I set the tone. This is what I prefer, but if I find love somewhere else, who am I to deny myself that love? But
you think marrying your comfort zone is good?
Say again?
You think what Shahid said, correct me if I'm wrong, Shahid, do you think marrying your comfort zone is healthy?
Well, like I said, I have range though. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm still a kid from South Central Los Angeles. You know what I mean? But I can thrive and flourish in corporate America. I can thrive and flourish in the spiritual world, and I have range. So it's not really a comfort zone because I'm comfortable in multiple facets of life in different areas. So I mean, I'm not stuck in one box.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we have not learned anything today, let us from this moment forth, let us understand.
Let the record reflect.
Let the record reflect that boy got range.
Got range.
Got range.
Got range.
What he trying to
Jamal,
tell you is that he can go to the gym and he can
that the
shoot.
black man's God.
So what?
Subscribe to the fact that a woman has to acknowledge the black man's God before you consider her.
Yeah, of course, but if she's not black, then you're gonna be denied that gift. I'm sorry. No, been there, done that. You're gonna get denied. Everybody can't, make it to salvation. Everybody can't get in. It's too bad.
I fuck with that.
Just for the record, Colin is now our language interpreter. He takes great notes, copious notes, and we want to make sure that he's using the word right. You're going to get someone right for you. Man, I think, guys, we have had what I normally, and we can probably all agree is what is a phenomenal conversation. It has had all the luster and fire that we would want it to have. I mean, from range to having the right person, and laughter and banter, and everything in between. I want to say thank you all for.
I'm still laughing at when we first asked the question. You and Shan went into a pause. Y'all was like, what? Man, I'm still laughing at that. Hey, Chris, you did it like a minute pause, bro. Your eyes got big. You were like,
yeah, because
we
I
didn't know the question.
So when I start
We didn't
talking,
even.
here's the thing: when I start talking, my eyes close, so I have to like open my eyes because I realize that I'm on camera now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I smile, my eyes squint, so I have to be mindful of that.
That sounds like some bull right there, buddy.
That question came in about
I didn't hear the question.
times,
I didn't understand the question. When you guys asked, then I found out it was about marriage. I didn't really know the question. So that's why I was trying to process, like, damn, I'm about to answer some shit that wasn't asked, and I like to be, I like to be on point when people are asking me questions.
Yeah. This definitely we were from the heat of the Dr. Dre situation to preference in full range like a chicken.
From the heat to the meat.
Yeah.
Oh,
man. Here we go.
I mean that's dope though, because that just means we have standards. You know what I mean? Like men have raised their standards of who we look for and who we want to date. And unfortunately, that left a lot of women out there, on the bad side. Like, y'all wanted us to raise our standards, we raised them, and now some of y'all shut up.
Yeah, but one thing,
didn't you say that same thing in episode 3?
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta repeat it so that more people can understand what's going on.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
They ask for may not be what they want.
Instead of just taking the first thing off the lot, right? The first thing that you see, if you become a better human, a better male, and you go from just taking whatever you could get to searching to finding your quality within, and then you want to attract quality, that changes the game, because now the women who are basic, who say, oh, I got a job, I got a degree, and this might offend some, but I kind of don't even care. You having a job, you having a degree, you having a roof over your head, able to provide for yourself is basic. If you look at the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, those are the very fundamental basic needs. You need to be able to provide for yourself. Every person does it. I have an 18-year-old son who wants to spend his own money. He's providing for himself. It's basic. It's intrinsic. It's something you should be built with. You having a roof over your head is basic. You going to school, only getting a degree or even multiple degrees means that you were able to pass a test and turn your papers in on time without having any inferences, right? That's basic. You can cook. That means either your mama or your grandmama or somebody in your family taught you something, or yourself. That's still basic. Some men who are of a higher quality want you to be able to help, want you to have original ideas. They want you to be able to challenge them. And challenge does not mean saying, oh my God, I can't believe you did that, right? You're wrong. That's not a challenge. It's more like, hey, honey, are you seeing all sides of this? Did you look at it from this angle, right? That's a challenge that most men that are quality, they need. Because if you're not presenting a challenge, what is it that we need you for? Because if we see it all ourselves, then we don't need you.
The price of the brick went up and y'all can't pay it.
Listen.
Jamal, the prices went up, man. The prices went up.
Price of the brick went up.
Thing, when you start seeing your value, then they hate you more. They hate you more. When you see your value, when you stop being stupid, they hate you more. So that's why that's what I'm saying. In life, just start loving yourself, black man.
For real.
I really talk. Black men, start loving yourself. Black women, start loving yourself, and treat yourself good. Because if you are who you say you are, you're gonna get what you want. But I'm just saying, don't get mad, like Jamal said, when the prices go up. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. What you should do, I jumped in a Uber one time, and it was this Egyptian guy told me. He said, man, he just randomly started telling me shit. He says, yo, I was married to this woman for 27 years. I put her through medical school, helped her start her clinic, and then she left me. And I was like, damn, bro, that's fucked up. But then I got out the car and I was going to my luxury duplex. I want to throw that in. I was going inside and I said, what did you do for yourself though? What did you do for yourself? She outgrew you. You see, that's the thing. You can pour into somebody, but when you pour into somebody and you're not leaving nothing for yourself, don't get mad when that person says, I deserve more now. And you thought that you was doing it for her. You feel me? Don't get mad. That's what I do. I'm like, it's an old African proverb. You know I'm African, so I gotta drop a proverb here. It says, be wary of the naked man that gives you a shirt. Why are you giving somebody something you don't even have for yourself?
We were sold that though, man. That's us. See, that's that red pill that a lot of brothers are starting to wake up to, King. The sad part about it is, prior to a lot of people waking up and understanding and doing for self the way you're prescribing now, and a lot of brothers are starting to say, oh hell no, I need to do me first. Is that we were sold on making sure our women is right. We were sold on making sure that she got it good. You know, it's funny, you talked about it. You talking about a cab driver. My producing partner, that happened to him, man. He when I was in, you know, he's one of my best friends. His wife left him the week after she got her PhD. He came home and he thought he was robbed. And he called his wife to say if she was okay. She the one packed everything up and moved to Chicago, bro. So she became a doctor. He threw a party for it. It was like on Saturday, he threw a party for it. We did all of that kind of stuff. We were, I think, in Hollywood doing some movie shit. And then maybe like 6 days later, he went home, went to the house, half the shit was gone. He was like, what the hell? Until he started realizing, he called her, couldn't get in touch with her. So he started worried, but then he started realizing his shit was still there. her shit was gone. Found out she just didn't want to be with him no more. But she was with him all the way up till she got to that PhD. He supported that PhD, put her through school, did all of that shit. And then I think I don't know if it was this podcast or another one. I thought I told the story here, but that happened to him.
You told the story here.
Yeah,
you did tell the story.
Then it happened to my brother. You know, my brother, he had his wife was a career student, got her all the way through. Once she got all her degrees, she was like, I'm out. And it's like, damn. So some people set up, even have that conversation in their relationship. Yo, I'm gonna stay on the back burner. I'm gonna go work these jobs so you can get through this, so you can study and things will be real easy for you, and you don't have to worry about no money, and I'm gonna cover you. And then when you get your shit, then it's gonna be my turn. I'm gonna go to school. This is happening to my bro. I'm gonna go to school, and you cover it, and then once I finish with mine, it's gonna be us together. Shit, I know 2 men that got duped on that.
Listen. You learn at the end of the day, the most vengeful or spiteful woman in the world is a woman that basically, if they feel that you slighted them in any which way in their dreams, but if the shoes switch, they will leave you in a heartbeat.
Wait, you said in their dreams?
So black men, stay on top of your game.
Half the time,
stay on top of your game. Work out like you single. Get money like you single. Like, you could be with a woman, but always keep that edge on you. Don't get caught out here slacking. I'm telling you, don't.
And that's the thing, King. As men, we can't afford to slack.
I was just about to say that, Jamal.
Regardless of what, if you're just dating, if you're engaged, if you're married, if you're a father, single father, whatever, as a man, you can't slack at all. You're not allowed to slack, because she'll pick up on it and then she'll go to the nigga that's already ascending. Like you can't slack.
Let me tell you something.
You remember podcast 2? I said a black man can't afford to take a day off, and I caught all that heat. I caught all that
Jersey
heat.
Girl.
It was in a different context. It was in a different context.
But what I can say is this. You do not, and I repeat, black men out there do not get caught slacking, because they don't respect that. Black women don't respect that. They don't even respect it when you have the money or you have the power. So imagine if you don't.
The only option men have is to sink or swim. Women have the option of floating. And that's why women, have the luxury of just literally floating through life. But men, we have to stay on our ground, because if we don't, then we sink. Those are our only two options. The streets are waiting for us.
Colin, let me ask you a question, and everybody, I want y'all to answer this. Do you think if your woman you with could get better, she would get better?
What?
Yes.
If
So
the
that
woman
again.
If the
that we
woman you're
would be
with
with,
could do better, would she do better?
You mean from a financial perspective?
Financial, physically, whatever, you know what I mean? If she could get better, a better option than you to take care of her the way you take care of her, would she leave you?
So I don't have a woman,
Yeah.
but I would say
No,
no,
so.
right?
Not mine though.
Many of the women that I've known are pretty loyal, and they sure they look for security and for leadership and all these things, but ultimately when they love and they love hard. And so I don't know that I've ever been with a woman who, if she could do better, she would do better, because most of the women that when I'm going back through my head, most of the women that I've been in serious relationship with absolutely could do better, whether it was because they were beautiful or whatever it was. So yeah, I wouldn't say that's even generally true.
But why?
I'll tell you
Why?
this, King. Tell you
Why
this,
you think they
King.
could do better?
More women would settle for less than they deserve just because they love a nigga than try to do better with somebody that they unfamiliar with. Most women.
Well, so hold up. So you're saying that might be true, Trill, but you're saying that the reason they rather deal with the devil they know than the devil they don't know. That's what you're
Correct.
saying. So it's basically there was more convenience than they actually wanted to be there.
But no, that's not. That can be true. We just got to make sure we're not talking about absolutes. That can be true.
No absolutes here. No absolute. We don't deal with absolutes.
Here's a quote I want to throw out. Here's a quote I want to throw out here. If my 30% is better than his 80%, and you choose him just because it's 80, who really loses? You know who said that?
That's from an egotistical cowboy.
No, that's Shahid right there. I know that's Shahid
But
right
listen
there.
though, here's the thing. You know how much truth is that is? If he giving you all he can give you, and he giving you 80%, but I'm still 1,000 times better, and you choose him, you just lost.
Yeah, but that's not realistic though. You know why? It's because I'm telling you, if you have a woman and she could get a man that could do better than you, and that she can guarantee to have the same lifestyle without looking down upon by switching up on you.
You know, I look at that like this.
She's gonna switch up.
I know who I am, my confidence level, things like that. I know my value. So, and you know, this has happened before. So it's just like, I just look at they're excusing themselves.
Right.
They're literally taking themselves out of your life because they're not supposed to be in your life in the first place. So it's just like they're doing you a favor. So from my last breakup and everything, that because what we was just talking about is I'd made the mistake of putting her on a pedestal. And that's why the respect was lost and things like that, and things just deteriorated. It wasn't the only thing. There was a lot of wrong on her part too, but I was putting her on a pedestal. So I learned from that because, like I said, the pain that I felt, I never want to experience that pain again. So definitely just doing that introspection, working on myself, and just not putting myself be in that position anymore. It's like, no, I'm the guy, I'm the head. So it's like I need to be on my focus, I need to be on my grind, and never take that focus off of my purpose, off of my mission. It's like, yeah, support her. I mean, be there to support her and things like that, but I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. It's like I'm staying on my frame and going my direction. She's there to support me. And I'm in return, I'm supporting her as well, but I'm not like giving all my support, like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna just put all my resources and effort behind you. So, I'm losing my point.
Basically, you gotta be the same dude you were when you met her.
Here's my
Still
mind.
gotta be the same guy.
Here's
King,
my
what were
mind,
you?
Colin.
Hold on, Daryl. What was the last thing you said, King?
Well, I was just I think I said in regards to a woman, if she had a choice to leave you for someone that's doing better than you.
So where I'm at, yeah, thank you for that. That's the point I was making. So when she left, because the feelings, everything changed. It just got cold all of a sudden. It was a switch up. It wasn't no more calling me nicknames. It wasn't no I love yous being returned back. And I noticed a switch up. So ultimately, it just deteriorated the relationship. So looking back, it's just like, yeah, she definitely excused her. She did me a favor by excusing herself out of my life because that forced me to do that introspection, to work on myself, clear my energy field I always talked about, and now the right woman has come into my life. And it's just like I learned from all those mistakes I made before. So lack of communication, did that work on there and make sure that I'm for this relationship here that I'm not doing that because I'm not drawing comparisons, but the woman I'm talking to now is 100 times better than what I was before. So it's just like that made room for the right woman that prepped me for the right woman that need to be in my life. So
yeah, but I kind of
Jersey Girl, real quick, guys. Jersey Girl, we want to thank you for coming to Ask a Black Man Anything. We appreciate you for coming up and posing the question that you had for us, and I hope that you were able to find tremendous value. And thank you for being patient with us and hanging out with us. Your ring light is amazing, and we love the short hair. So again, thank you for joining us here on Ask a Black Man Anything. We also want to say to the audience, to our audience, our faithful listeners, our new listeners, welcome to our faithful listeners. Thank you all for tuning in to us tonight, to joining us here on YouTube Live on Ask a Black Man Anything. We want to thank you all for doing it. Make sure you subscribe to our page if you haven't already. Make sure you like our video because you want YouTube to say that, hey, this is some good content. Also, share it on your social media. Share it on Facebook, Instagram, your Snap face. You know, as one of my homeboys says. Share it on your Snapchat, your TikToks, whatever you want to share it on. We're definitely here for you every Thursday night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:15 on the West Coast. With that being said, we want to definitely take a moment to give the guys an opportunity to do all of their outros. We want to say your piece. And then we want to just make sure everybody has a great evening. Go ahead, Joe, you're first.
Damn, we done. I was late as shit. God damn.
No, I want to hear what Jamal said. Or you saying something, Jamal?
Oh no, it's good. We can go ahead and just go and run the outros.
Trill AC. Y'all know where to find me. D Trill AC on all platforms. Make sure y'all check out the podcast. Crew Season. That's Crew with a K. Shit, that's all I got, man.
Go ahead and jump in because I gotta go. I gotta start working again. Robert Longmire out of California. This has been an event. We got to talk about Dr. Dre and all of his drama. It was fun. I definitely enjoyed it. Enjoyed staring. Yeah, you missed it, Steve. You missed it, bro. We was on. But yeah, it was a good time again, fellas, and I can't wait till we do it again. I'm out.
Dr. Dre.
So me, Shaheed Muhammad out of Los Angeles, California. Always a good one. Episode 5 going into episode 6. Can't wait for that. Ladies, we gotta get out of these comments and come up on stage. I'll be seeing y'all in the comments, but come get at me. Get at me.
Exactly.
You're on stage. But other than that, man, I'll see y'all next week.
The boy got range. West Stewart, Los Angeles, California, artistic IQ on social media. It's been a pleasure, fellas, per usual. I just have to say that the brother Shaheed, I think he's 6'14", 6'15", and he's got so much range. It's an unbelievable range, and I would encourage all the Colin. I rest my case.
What's up? This is King.
Oh, go ahead, King.
Yeah, this is King. This is King. Don't forget to get Love and Life Through the Eyes of Travel. On Amazon, Kindle, all types of platforms. And also, I enjoyed being on here tonight. I was a little under the weather, but I couldn't miss the Thursday show. One of my favorite shows, not because I'm on it, it's because I get to talk and hear different perspectives. And I'm glad we had today because we show that we all don't have to agree the same thing, but at least you get to hear different perspectives from different black men. And you subscribe to what you subscribe to. But if you subscribe to me, then you subscribe to the fact that the black man is God. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Way to bring it full circle, bro. Oh, Steve Robinson out of South LA, South Central LA. I'm gonna be on time next week, man. I clearly I missed some shit. I'm gonna be on time next week.
Yeah, this is Daryl Bailey from Baltimore, Maryland. Be on the lookout for idioms in the mindset of melodies. I didn't already start piecing it back together. The book is coming, and I just want to leave you with one of my mantras. Every great man sees his fall from 100 bad decisions. And I toss it to you, my brother, Shan.
Hey, it's your boy Shan coming out of Los Angeles, California. Appreciate everybody being here. We need you to hit the subscribe button. Please take a second. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Smash it. It's really important. We need to get our subscriptions up. And so if you can do that, that'd be super awesome. Also, in the description of this podcast is a link to everybody's Instagram. Please go follow all these brothers on their Instagrams. They give a lot of great insight and talk a lot of good game that you can get all week long. You don't have to wait till Thursday to come here. Although we do want you to come, I want you to follow all these good brothers on their Instagram pages, and their link is it's put in the description of this video, and it's just a hot link. It'll take you straight to their page. I want you to follow them too. But please follow the podcast. Super important for us. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. I'll see you soon. Go ahead, King.
Colin?
No, Colin. Colin. No, I'm sorry, Colin. I meant to say Colin. Go ahead, Colin.
Okay. Colin Hardiman. I'm always glad to be on the stage with the fellas. Really enjoyed the conversation tonight. But just want to mention also that my company, we have a virtual event coming up August 24th at 6 p.m. Central Time. I can post links next time, but just have a lot of announcements that are coming out, from the company. And it's also going to serve as a behind the scenes look at, what exactly my company does. So in case you have a virtual event that you would like to host or you like a team to produce it, definitely attend that event. It's going to be free. And there was something else, but I'm forgetting right now. So not to hold everything up, it's on you, Chris.
What's really funny is that Robert's not here and you're starting to forget. No, Ms. Robert, he forgets everything. But Chris Davis, CEO of Pink Slip LLC. You actually see my hat in the back. Hat to the back. Got my pants down below. That's an old school song.
Can't see that.
Y'all can't? Oh, okay. Don't worry about it.
Bring it close.
Nah, we're going to leave it back there. At any rate, CEO of Pink Slip LLC. Live in Atlanta by way of Buffalo, New York. The greatest city in the state of New York State. Man, I am the author also of one book I am proud to actually have published, The Edge of Greatness, and I'm working on a second. If you don't have my book, you can click the link in my Instagram bio. You can go to Amazon. That is actually me. I was probably about 320 pounds. So if you want to hear how I've decided to, reach my own personal greatness, it's in this book. Love for you to purchase it for me and support me because I'm a legacy builder. You can do something once and your kids might know it, but a book is forever. And all of my kids are proud that I've actually done something. So would love for your support there. Love for you to follow me on Instagram. And man, again, it's been an amazing night. We've done what I think nobody else on has started before, and we hope it'll catch fire. Truth has 3 phases. I don't remember the first and second one right now. But the third phase is when it is self-evident, and I think we can quickly get there if you share it with your friends. We are back next week on August 13th at 9:15 p.m. We would love for you to be here. And with that being said, we want you all to have an amazing, amazing evening. Again, thank you all regulars, and thank you for our newcomers. We look forward to seeing you next week. Peace.
Subscribe.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, it was eventful.
Definitely a great combo. But not just for y'all, that was for everybody, y'all. Just do the internal work on yourself, fellas. Clear your energy fields, and that will make space for the right person, the right things to come your way. That goes both ways, ladies and fellas. Wes, you have anything for us on the mud bath? You have a freestyle for
us. Mud wrestling. I haven't graduated to mud baths yet. That's next. That's a good idea. Mud baths.
Shannon be coming with the gems.
So just real quick, what Dr. Dre do? I know y'all probably like, Steve, shut the fuck up. But what Dr. Dre do? Just give me a quick little, what happened?
Nothing. It's not what he did, it's what he didn't do. But I think the daughter's capping. He has a 38-year-old daughter that he cut off last January of supporting her. She's damn near 40 years old. You know, she got 4 kids. I don't know how many baby daddies, but she got 4 kids. She's single. The kids are safe, but she says that she's homeless as a result of Pops cutting her off financially over a year and a half ago. So, you know, she claims she's reaching out to him so he could see the babies. But, you know, that's some bullshit. But yeah, she ran to the media. Huh?
I don't think they know babies. They probably some damn teenagers or something.
Yeah, 38. Yeah, if she started having sex, probably the oldest is at 8, maybe 18 or something like that. If she had her first one at 20. But the point is, he's cut her off because she's damn near 40 years old. But now she's ran to the media again, and now she's saying that she's homeless because he cut her off. But then that's all it is. She's not saying nothing else. And of course she's doing it at an opportune time while people are hating him because of the wife. So, you know, it's a play against Dre to make him look bad, and this is the best time to make him look bad. And you know, he mentioned before that she was talking, and even Shaheed mentioned that he remembers it, that she was talking shit to him to the media before. So why he was financially covering a 38-year-old that got to the point where she can't keep a basic 9-to-5 job, I can't explain, but he was. And so right before the pandemic, he was like, yo, I'm done. January 2020, he cut that bread. Now she says she's homeless and sleeping in the car because of him. And so she's she's pandering to everybody that hates Dr. Dre right now.
I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for her, right? And we're gonna raise some money. We're gonna send it to
I'm gonna
her.
start a GoFundMe for me.
Chris,
if that's the case.